And that's why I'm saying, surely, if you look at it logically, shift all their fans to the right-hand side.
There's
and then
what,
let
40 of them now in this near corner on this small terrace side, basically to try and get as close to the York City fans as they possibly can. There's 4 policemen and 2 stewards having to stand there. Wouldn't be needed at all if there was a bit of common sense prevailed here. They just moved them to the other end of the ground. Yeah, but there we go.
And plus to keep our fans dry as well.
Common sense is in short supply in football, I think I found over the years. Right, so we're ready for the game to kick off. It'll be Solihull Moors that will get the game underway. As I say, they heard the referee's whistle there. Shooting from right to left, so City from left to right, and a long diagonal ball up by Whitmore, the centre half, that is well defended by York City, and then it's picked up in midfield on the far side of the ground by Brooks, who goes long, looking for Pearce. French comes across and nods that into touch for a York City throw-in.
Yeah, I thought that was a great start. You know, they went to apply the pressure on us, and we've just played it long into Ollie, turned their defence, and now we've got control in their half of their throw, which was a great decision early doors from York there.
Will be interesting to see how City do play here today with no Josh Jones to try and hold the ball up as he does so well. They have a throw-in, the edge of the 3 or 4 blocks of the uncovered seating over there that have York City supporters in them, and they play it all the way back to Harrison Mayle in his all-green kit here today. He brings it to the edge of his technical area. Has Morgan Williams available to his right if he wants to use him. Zach Johnson to his left. Instead he bypasses Johnson and gives it out to Kitchen. A Kitchen who turns away from Wilkinson and comes forward over halfway, gives it to Brooks. Brooks once more goes back to Johnson at the back. Bit of possession play from York City as he nicely spreads it across to Williams. I'm looking at Morgan Williams' stats this week. Quite staggering, really. 26 appearances this season. For a centre-back, he had to be yellow-carded.
Really? Well, must be a nice side of him. But,
yeah.
But if you look at him, he looks like he's clever, and he's obviously been around and he understands the game, and he doesn't get caught up in them physical battles.
Pearce is caught offside as City go long there. So a free kick to the home team. They have it in the back. Sent forward once more onto the head of Kitchen. Kitchen. Little shove in the back of Alex Hunt, but nothing spotted by the referee. And the home side come forward. And then they have to go back into midfield. Warman comes across to Cameron Green, the former Boston United man, on this left-hand side.
Yeah, it's an interesting one from them, because it looks like they've actually gone into a 3-4-3, but with Sabara playing like as a fake 9. So he'll drop into midfield and make the 3, and then also join in with the 2 forwards to make a 3 up top. So I knew they'd come up with something quite clever, these two. So it looks like that's what they're going with at this moment in time.
City win the ball back on the far side of the ground. And Johnson has it on the edge of his penalty area. That was, I suppose, another big decision that Stuart Maynard had to make, leaving Callum Howe out of his starting 11, which again is an interesting choice. You could say the players that played last week didn't really do anything though to deserve a rest today.
No, and that's it. Look, when you come in, you've got to take your chance, and they did that last week. I thought it was a really convincing performance, but it was difficult again to change it from the Wednesday against Carlisle. Obviously, with the games being so close to each other, did have to make a few changes. But that's what you want in here. You've got competition, everybody's chomping at the bit to get in there and play, and then when you get your chance, you just need to keep your shirt.
Just watching Stuart Maynard, he went and made the error of standing in the muddy patch on the edge of his technical area. Then he realised his mistake, and there's some AstroTurf. And just as the players come out of the tunnel on the side of the pitch before you reach the technical area, he's gone to the AstroTurf and he's banging his shoes on there, sliding the soles of them to try and get rid of the mud off those lovely white-soled trainers that he's wearing. And now he's decided to take a different viewpoint from further back. Well,
to be fair, that's where he started. He started on the AstroTurf, and I was thinking, brilliant. He must have been a midfielder in his day, and then suddenly he's gone and got stuck in the mud, so obviously didn't use his vision there. This is clever from Solihull. They're really compact here, so you can see that they've got the free with Sabara just staying in. And this York are going to have to try find a way around them at this moment in time, because they're not going to get through them.
And they've just put into touch with a sloppy pass there. I think it was Alex Hunt. Throw-in taken by Solihull, and they go back. And French plays it across the far side to Clark. Clark down the line to Wilkinson, who drops in to pick up possession. Clark has it once more. Skips past Greg Ollie, who's playing on the left-hand side, so that Joe Gray can play on the right. And they move it across to the left once more. Whitmore. Now to Green. Green loses out to Jeff King. King tries to turn and picks out a pass on this right-hand side to Hunt. And the interchange is good, and they go back once more to Williams.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's where the challenge is actually for Sully. Because York have played this system of all season, they understand the system a little bit better, and obviously they've chopped and changed the system the last 2-3 weeks, so there is going to be them moments like there where they're unsure what to do, and you're hoping that's where York will take advantage.
Kitchen to Ollie, back to Kitchen, Johnson again. The York City centre-backs seeing lots of the ball in the opening 4.5 minutes. Still goalless, still no chances, still no attempts on goal. King from halfway again goes all the way back to Harrison Mail on the edge of his D. Joe Alves out on the edge of the technical area now giving instructions. Mail just leaves it for Johnson, walking pace at the back for York City. 0-0 BBC Radio York on this Saturday afternoon. 3 games for you. Harrogate Town, big game for them at Crawley. In fact, there's a couple of really big games at the bottom of League 2 this afternoon. Ball over the top from City, that's overhit and goes through to Laurie Walker, and he can gather in his all-orange kit on the edge of the area. So 2 really big games at the bottom of League 2. Harrogate Town, of course, involved in one of them at Crawley. Scarborough Athletic also in action today. The link to that is on our X feed at BBC York Sport if you want to listen and see how Jonathan Greening's men get on. Walker clears. Slices off the foot there of Brooks, almost puts the Solihull man through, but it's good starting position from Harrison Mail. He can come and clear. Ollie's beaten to that in the air. Pearce couldn't go for it because I think he was in an offside position.
Yeah, really good from H there. You could see that his starting position was really aggressive, and luckily because the centre half wasn't switched on there, and he's just run off the shoulder, and you know he could have been in, but Harrison was really aggressive with his position, nice and high, and as it ran through he was the first to it to clear the danger.
Kitchen to Hunt. Because Solihull just one of just 2 sides to have beaten York City so far this season. That 1-0 smash and grab at the LNR as an EasyJet flight takes off from behind the stand at the far side. Where do you reckon that's going to, Mikey?
I don't know, but I'd love to be on it.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Could we, can we not do this commentary in Spain or something
do it
like
remotely. Kitchen does well, skips past a couple of challenges, come all the way across this right hand side of the pitch, edge of the penalty area, still not been stopped. Kitchen now on his left foot will take on the shot. Oh, look, Walker has to dive away to his right hand side and palm it away. Decent save by the goalkeeper. Great run by Mark Kitchen. City have the first shot of the day, and it's a good save from the Solihull number 1.
Yeah, that was brilliant, wasn't it? It was like a traditional winger there, but I was just about to say before, like York are going to have to heavily sort of lean on the side centre-backs here stepping in, but he stepped in, gone past 2 or 3 players, then he's chopped back and he's just gone to try and bend it in the far corner, which is a great strike, and obviously the keeper didn't see it till late, so he just parried it down, but really, really good there from Kitchen.
Interesting that York City today playing just around the corner from Birmingham Airport. Harrogate Town playing just around the corner from Gatwick Airport. King comes in field for York City. Tries to dink it over the top. Look at Pearce. Ollie round the back. Can he bring it down? He can. Doesn't control it well. Can he get it off his feet? He can. Gets the shot in. And he dribbles past the post via a deflection. Greg Ollie just couldn't get the ball under control as quickly as he liked, could he? And it let the defender get back into position.
No, but what a ball by King, by the way. So he sort of shifted the ball inside, and he's just seen it, and he's just dropped it over the second centre-back. And they're so hard to defend. Even if you get the first contact centre-back, you're not clearing it big. But Ollie's just come off the back, and it just won't come down for him. You're thinking, because there's a lot of water on the pitch, you think it's just going to stay down, but couldn't get it under control. Scrambled around, then he just got a bit of a half chance off, and it sort of just deflected for a corner.
The delivery, from King and Brooks. It was a brilliant ball, and then his shot, and it comes off Clark as it goes behind for a corner kick, as he tried to nutmeg the defender there, Ollie. So Hunt on the corner kicks, 8 minutes gone, still 0-0. And it comes now. It's a high swirling one. Free header at the back post. Goalkeeper has to come and gather, and it's going to be tapped. Then is it cleared off the line? Not once but twice, I think. There somehow they've escaped of Solihull. City should have scored. They haven't. It's still 0-0, and they're going to try and recycle it back out to that far side. And then King's caught in possession. City win it back really well though at the back from Joe Gray.
How did that not go in?
I'm going to watch the replay. I'm trying to watch around a big pillar that's in my way, blocking the far side of that goal. So I'm swaying one way and then the other as I was trying to see what was happening in that goal mouth scramble.
I was trying to get on pitch and pass it in there for goal.
So it came in, a City have it in the back. Free header at the back post for Johnson. Goalkeeper comes and makes a bit of a mess of it, and then Pearce scuffs his shot really. Then there's a block virtually on the line, and they hack it clear.
Yeah, good start from York here, starting to find the rhythm here, and you can see again it is a good setup from them, but you can see when York do get through or get around, they're just incisive in terms of what they're doing. But really good start from York, just starting to find their feet.
To Johnson, 0-0, 9 minutes gone here on BBC Radio York. 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York if you want to interact with us this afternoon. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Again, start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport. Sharon will run through as many of your messages as she possibly can at half time and at full time.
Just keep an eye on that there. When the ball shifted into this right-hand side, Gray was actually one-on-one there with Whitmore, and he made a really good movement. If York find that, he'll be in one-on-one.
Hunt tries to thread it through. Ollie can't get on the edge of it. French gets there first, gives it back to his goalkeeper, and he clears. Into touch, I think, on that far side of the field. Yeah. That'll be a York City throw on halfway once the ball comes back from over the advertising hoardings. There is the multi-ball system in operation at all National League grounds, but that 20 yards either side of halfway on the far side of the ground doesn't have any balls. Nope. So we have to wait for it to come back from the in amongst the York City supporters. Kitchen now gets it and plays it back to Johnson. He gives it back to the former Oldham man. Comes in field and gives it to Boateng. Boateng, little back heel at the back to Johnson. I think he's really come into his own this last couple of weeks as well, Zach Johnson.
Yeah, good pedigree, intelligent player. He's been highly thought of from a young lad. I think it's good, again, good experience for him sort of being here and sort of playing in the centre of a three, and it's obviously a battle between him and Howe plays in there, but you'd be quite happy with either of them in there. He's done really well so far from what I've seen of him in the York City shirt.
For Williams over the top, looking for Hunt. Hunt gets there, gives it to King. King into the penalty area, gets a crossing, cleared by Solihull in the centre of their penalty area, and then Williams is turned on halfway. Offside flag stays down as they play it through, but again,
brilliant,
it was slightly overhit, and Harrison Mayle is there, and he sweeps up.
Oh yeah, that was really good from Harrison there, because that was near the halfway line, and it was great movement there from the forward. He just slides him in, and if Harrison wasn't ready, that was a one-on-one. But he was really aggressive with positioning, and people probably won't notice that, but you've got to be brave as a goalkeeper to be in that position, because if you get it wrong, you can either go around you or have an open goal.
You've got to have great concentration levels as well.
Yeah, well, you look at the amount of time that he's not called upon, and then he does that, and twice already so far. The back line hasn't dealt with it, he's dealt with it.
Gray can come forward down the right hand side. He's behind his man. Gray into the penalty area.
Get across
to the byline. Yes. Pulls it across. Can't beat the first man. And they will now clear. Just couldn't get that cross past Whitmore. But it's given away on the edge of the box and picked up by Boateng. Appeals for a handball. Goes to Gray in the box. Takes on the shot. Oh, that's a good save by Walker as he palms it up in the air. Then the flag goes up against Ollie Pearce.
Well, I didn't see any of that because there's a big beam in the way. So I'm literally just looking at the players running across the back post. So I didn't see what happened at the near post there.
Well, Gray did really well to get in round the back on this right-hand side, and there was a lot of power, a bit of ferocity behind that shot. It was right at Walker, but from the angle, I don't think he could do too much more with it, to be honest. Good burst of pace, isn't it, to get round the back of the
that's what he's good at, and he's good at them little 1v1 duels, and when there's space there, he takes it.
Fell kindly to him in the box, and he takes on the shot.
I'm assuming they give Pearce offside. Yeah, Pearce, yeah.
He doesn't like the decision, of course. Neither does Stuart Maynard, but he's not going to have too many conversations with the fourth official here today, I don't think, because the dugouts are a good 25-30 yards apart either side of halfway, and the fourth official is loving the freedom that he's got, not having to deal with two opposition benches next door to each other.
I think the fourth will be happy there.
He will. Boateng forward, that's overhit though. Pearce isn't going to get there, and it will run all the way through. In fact, the defenders will deal with it and not let it go all the way through to Walker, actually.
Yeah, Pearce was just putting his thumbs up. He knew it was the right idea. You could see that Pearce had set off early, but he just overhit the pass.
I think he offset off from inside his own half as well, didn't he? So he wouldn't have been offside.
No. It was the right idea. Just the execution of the pass wasn't right.
That's intercepted by Williams, and left-footed. He lobs that into touch for a throw in the defensive third for the home team. 0-0 it remains. 13 minutes gone here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, I think York will be happy with this. I think they've started well. I think the majority of the players been in their half. Yeah, there's a couple of times where they've tried to break quickly, but you expect that against this side. You can see that they're narrowing off the centre and York need to go around the outside, but first 30 minutes, I think Maynard will be happy.
Ryan Fallowfield just disappears down the tunnel to go and get something, I assume. The York City kitman actually stood right alongside me here. There's not enough room for him on the bench. Pretty packed down there.
It's packed in here as well. I'm wedged into this media room here.
If you can call it that. That's well played by Williams. Gives it to King. King wins York City a throw in. Gets a round of applause off his manager, Stuart Maynard.
It's going to be interesting if they can get like an open touchdown here, because Gray is one-on-one with Whitmore, and he's definitely going to have the pace on Whitmore. I know, listen, Whitmore's an experienced centre-half, but if he's left space one-on-one against Gray, he could be in trouble. So it'll be interesting if that opens up at some point in the game.
King. That's a foul. A little shove in the back of him by Sabara.
Yeah, he played for that. It was good, wasn't it? He took a little touch, realised he was under pressure. He just gets his body in and goes down and draws a foul in. Really clever there from King.
Yeah, he's not afraid, is he, to win free kicks, Jeff King, shall we say?
No.
Well, there was 2 hands in his back. There's no arguments about that decision from the referee.
He knew as soon as that ball came back to him, he was getting his body in and going down. Yeah.
Williams.
There, look, he's just made the run off. You see him again.
Yeah, Gray.
Yeah, going to be interesting, that.
Johnson into midfield to Boateng. He can turn. That's the question last week. Have you ever known such a one-footed player at this level as Hiram Boateng? He's brilliant with that left foot, but he is all left foot. Does he ever use his right?
Listen, when you can play a ball like him, do you need to?
Hunt to the edge of the area. Pierce takes on the shot. Snapshot on the turn. It's high and it goes quite wide. Quite far wide, I should say.
Did Chrissy Waddle use his right foot?
Very true.
No, listen, there's always an advantage if you can use both feet. Well, and he can do. He plays his short passes sometimes off his right, but he's got a lovely one there. So if you've got a nice one, why not use it?
Yep, most certainly. It's not a criticism. It's just how he is, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think he's an excellent player for this level of football and level above.
Yeah, of course, he's got experience and here playing across the levels, and you can see that, he's comfortable in most matches. What is he, 7 or 8 every game? Sometimes sort of a little bit higher.
Sloppily put into touch here by Solihull. So Ben Brooks is drying the ball, and they're going to they're going to attempt a long throw because we're still waiting for a real flat long throw from Ben Brooks into that Solihull penalty area.
It's going to be difficult though, because it'll be the ball will be a bit wet here.
And it comes now. It's done all right. Looking for Williams. He's beaten to that in the air though, and the yellow shirts will get it clear. They'll pick it up on this left-hand side, lobbed forward. Hunt is last man, and he volleys it back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle, who has time to control it and basically do whatever he wants with it. He decides to go long down the centre of the field, looking for Gray. Gray's beaten to that by Whitmore.
Offside. It's got to be offside.
Well, the flag stays down. Now they try and put it through to the edge of the area. Good tackle. Comes in there on Wakeling.
I thought he was going to give it then. It looked like he was going to raise the flag, but didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's just come from an offside position there.
With you, Mikey. I think you did. Yeah, Stuart Maynard would have been making a lot more of that, I think, if that had come to something.
Yeah, definitely. We're in line with it as well.
Ollie, far side of the pitch. Now it's picked up by Johnson in the centre. Does well to get away from Sabara. Gets it back, does Johnson.
Yeah, Solihull just sat in a bit of a block at the moment, allowing York to have the ball. But if you look, the centre-backs are stepping out, so there is space for Pierce and Gray. So it'll be interesting when York change the tempo here, that they might find that space throughout the game at some point.
Williams again. Plays it forward. Gray turns his man. There's a shirt pull by Warman. Nothing given. In fact, the referee did spot it. Well played. He tried playing advantage. Chris Millington doesn't like it, but it's a spot-on decision. We spotted it.
Millie, come on, you're in front of it, mate.
Yeah, he should have seen that.
Yeah, he just let it roll across his body. And you know how quick he is, and he's just got away. But it's good defending because he's pulled the shirt and he's making sure that he don't get beat.
Yeah.
But Millie's in front of that. He knows what it's like.
And now City have won another free kick over there for some shirt pulling. This time I think it's on Mark Kitchen.
Yeah, I think they've had control. Not created too much yet. Everything's just been a little bit of a scramble around the box. But when you're playing against a team like this and this organised, it does take time. You've just got to keep moving the ball quickly, wearing the legs down, trying to create that space. And sometimes it just does take time.
Boateng in the centre circle, spreads it out to the left-hand side to Kitchen, who's tugging that touchline. Got Brooks in front of him. Kitchen comes in field and goes back to Boateng on halfway.
Yeah, it's something probably the last 4 or 5 weeks that I've seen that Maynard sort of added to his sort of team, where the midfielders are starting to drop a little bit deeper, going into that little back four. All that does is it just confuses their press a little bit. And
Ollie over the top for Pierce. Is he onside? No, the flag goes up as he takes on the shot just inside the penalty area. Flag went up. Goalkeeper saved as well.
Yeah, and that's from the build-up we're saying there. So Boateng drops onto the defensive line, Kitchen goes higher, and it just drags him about a bit. But a great little ball in there into Ollie. Ollie gets. Did he just flick it over the top? Pierce was in.
Yep.
Yeah, it must have been close up. But again, just because they're dropping into that back 4 and a 3, and they keep varying how they're going to build, it just causes so many problems for them.
I remember the corresponding fixture here last year. City were dominant throughout, really. Won here 3-0. Nathaniel George scoring in the first half. after about half-hour mark, something like that, away to our right-hand side, and then Tyree Sinclair had a field day in the second half with two really good finishes. The City won comfortably. I think they'd take one today if it ensured they got all 3 points.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it's all about today. But I think, you know, we knew before the game that these were going to be organised. It's just one of them times, just being a little bit patient, keep putting a bit of work in their legs. Which, listen, like York have had predominantly most of the ball. They're asking more questions. They will start to blow if York keep this up.
Trying to see where Josh Stones is sitting. I can't see him at the minute. Can you? Have you spotted him since the match started? Maybe he's above, actually.
He won't be allowed on the bench, will he?
No.
So I don't know.
I remember last year, all the Solihull players that were out, weren't part of their squad, were all sat just in front of us here. I don't see any players down there at the minute. Mail clears down the centre of the field. King, nice cushioned header to Gray. Gray's first touch isn't great, but he'll get there near the corner flag. He'll try and win something for York City. Back to goal. Lays it back down the line to King. King goes infield to Boateng. Boateng behind the pillar, so have to sway again from one side to the other. And there's a late challenge on Morgan Williams. Referee allows play to go on. Finds its way back again to Boateng. Now Hunt and City find themselves back at halfway. Johnson. Boateng can turn. Gives it back to Zach Johnson. And he goes back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail. 0-0. Approaching the halfway point of this first half.
Yeah, it was good play from York there. Just slightly different. Harrison went long. King got his body in, and they got up the pitch 60 yards just by one long ball, little combination. And then there was looking to try find a way to play in, but they just couldn't get through.
Kitchen now on his bike on the left.
Good.
Gives it to Brooks. Brooks holds it up in a crossing position, swings it in right-footed into the middle, headed clear by Whitmore. Good header, but only as far as Hunt. Hunt gives it to King on the edge of the area, right-hand side. He'll put the ball in again. Whitmore again is there to volley clear. And then Boateng wins the challenge, 30 yards from goal. Gives it to Kitchen. They're asking for a push, nothing given.
Good.
Ball comes in, flicked header from Pearce, doesn't get anything on it. And it's cleared once more from Solihull. And Johnson goes back to his goalkeeper again.
Yeah, good from York though, because they changed the tempo there. Kitchen went down the left hand side. Brooks come in, plays it with his right foot. But what I liked is the landing on the seconds. So when they're clearing it, they're landing on the seconds on the edge. All right, maybe the Boateng one's a foul.
Well, I just thought he was just stronger than the Solihull defender. I thought it was the right decision.
Maybe he just went with his hips a little bit early there. But what they're doing is they're landing on the seconds, and that just causes so much problems for them to try get out.
Yeah, you've seen him given, haven't you? But I thought it was the right decision by the ref.
It could have been either way. I could see Millie wasn't too happy with that one.
He's not been happy with much though, has he, in the opening 22 minutes. Hunt in the centre circle. Goes back to Johnson. It's FA Trophy weekend this weekend, which is why there are a number of teams such as Rochdale not playing in the National League today. I'll bring you the latest scores actually in the National League games that are taking place in just a second. The City knock it around at the back.
Oh, he's in.
Down it goes, looking for Gray.
Oh,
just slightly in front of him. It'll have the covering defender to come across and clear.
But that was the pass I've been talking about. So the ball went into Williams, and Gray found himself one-on-one with Whitmore, and he slipped it round the corner, and Whitmore tried to stick out a leg, and Gray was in. But what happened is it just zipped off the pitch a little bit and then just ran through, which was a shame. But that was the pass that I was on about, which is it's going to be dangerous for York if that keep opening up.
Just one game with goals in so far today. There are two of them. It's one apiece between Sutton United and Brackley Town, who lost their manager Gary Cowan in the week as he went and took over at Shrewsbury Town. Connor Wilkinson throws himself to ground looking for a free kick there. Nothing given by the referee. And then there's a little shove on Harrison Mell. And the referee will have a quiet word, I think, with Jacob Wakeling. And City get the game back underway immediately. So 0-0, BBC Radio York. Williams back once more to Mail. Mail right-footed down the centre of the field once more. Goes long, looking for Pearce. Pearce beat into that in the air. It falls to Gray, and then the tackle comes in on him from Sabara. And they go back to Warman. Clark.
Good press.
Now at the back, and they go long this time to Solihull. Onto the head of Williams. Ollie. Boateng. Back to Ollie. And he loses possession. Now the yellow shirts have it in the centre circle with Wilkinson, who can come forward. That's a poor ball from him. Connor Wilkinson, he apologises straight away. There's last season's top scorer. Harrison Mayle will have it at his feet again on the edge of his penalty area, 0-0.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed there. That was a really good press from York down the side there. So literally the ball turned over and they went and hunted in packs, 1, 2s and 3s, forced them long. They actually picked the seconds up, but because the press was so many numbers, they found themselves Solihull with a bit of an overload, but unfortunately tried to slide it through and it was a bit overhit.
Pearce goes to ground looking for a free kick, nothing given this time. And Green has it now on the left hand side for the home team. He plays it down the line.
Linesman
looking for Sabara. And his fellow attacker there, Wakeling. City win it back. You thought that was offside, did you?
I didn't think Wakeling was. Sabara was, definitely. And then obviously Wakeling's ran onto the ball and that's why the linesman's not give it, I think.
King tries to pick out Pearce. He can't beat the defensive line though. And the home team have it again. Forward to Warman, who's found a nice big pocket of space in the midfield. He runs forward 25 yards and then lays it off to Sabara at the edge of the penalty. This is a good move from Solihull. Into the box it comes, it's overhit though. Wakeling couldn't get the end of it. He goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was just the first time York's distances were a bit stretched, wasn't it? They were caught in between. It was one of them where we've gone long and we ain't closed up quick enough. They then find the ball into midfield, get on the half turn, find Sabara. He goes down the outside, and it was actually a great ball, probably too good if I'm honest, and they just couldn't get anybody on the end of it. But that's the first time in 25 minutes I would say the distances have been open between the lines for York there. Which, listen, it's going to happen.
King is taking on some instructions here on this near side. Ollie Banks is the latest York City player to get up off that bench and head down the tunnel to our right hand side. They've been taking on too many fluids this afternoon.
That's been like me today. I think I've been about 15 times.
Across to Williams at the back. To King. King back to Williams. Back to Harrison Mayle. Again, King getting instructions from Alves.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what they're doing here because I think the space is actually on this right hand side, so just wondering how they're trying to tweak Gray and King here.
I think he was telling Gray to push on a little bit, wasn't he? So he had the option of the ball over the top there. Sloppy pass from Boateng to Williams, and it goes into the York City dugout for a Solihull throw-in. Green back to halfway to Whitmore. Former Filed man gives it infield to Tyler French, and he goes across to Clark.
It's the first time they've been able to string a couple of passes together.
Yeah, Boateng puts pressure on the man on the ball. News of a goal, I think, in Harrogate Town's game. I'll let you know who's got that in just a second. Crawley 1, Harrogate Town 0. Yet more bad news for Simon Weaver's side. At the foot, rock bottom of the Football League.
Yeah, we're just having a bit of a discussion about it before, weren't we? It's been a really difficult period at this moment in time.
You didn't realise actually how long it had been,
no,
did you?
I hadn't. No, I couldn't believe how long it was when you said earlier, which is a shame to see that they need to try and regroup and try and get some points on that board somehow.
I think it's 17, 18 games, something like that.
Wow, that is a long time.
Back to September since Harrogate Town last tasted victory in League 2. Ball over the top from Solihull, easily dealt with by Brooks. He finds Kitchen. Back to Brooks, and he volleys clear, but only as far as Scott High, former Halifax man, who'll know all about working under Chris Millington. Warman, back to High again, and he gives it to Whitmore. Whitmore can come forward before laying it off to Green. Green comes in field, forward to the edge of the area, going for the return ball does Green, but he doesn't get it. Warman, left hand side of the penalty area, now he gives it to Green, but City have got men back behind the ball here, everyone back behind the ball. And they're forced to go back to halfway, and then it's almost nicked by Gray on halfway. French just dilly-dallying on the ball for a split second too long there, almost.
Yeah, nearly nicked it off him, didn't he? To be fair though, probably the last couple of minutes, Solly have just found the rhythm a little bit and strung a few passes together. I wouldn't say they've been threatening in terms of like goal chances, but they have just found a few passes. Starting to get themselves in the game a little bit more.
Mayle picked up now by Boateng. Needs someone in front of him though. He has to wait for Brooks on the left. He gives it to Kitchen instead. Didn't have many options there, Huron Boateng, when he looked forward.
I think it's just because a minute ago every player was in their own half and they're trying to get up the pitch, so it was the right thing to find a pass and try and get control again.
Johnson at the back, City in the centre of the field. Maynard and Alves deep in discussion in front of us here. They're only 10 yards in front of where we're sitting at the back of this very narrow, small main stand. Just 5 or 6 rows of seats. Green tries to thread it through to Sabara in the penalty area. He's forced wide left. Can give it to Wakeling, gives it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson nutmegs Kitchen, and he'll keep it in play by the byline. Now he puts the cross in. Can't beat the man at the near stick though. Boateng, or Williams, I think that is. Williams puts it behind for Solihull's first corner of the game. 0-0.
Yeah, good play from them, to be fair. You know, Sabara's obviously a key player. We all know how good he is at this level. But they've won the ball from closing us in on one side. York not being able to find the free player. Then they've broke through the middle. And it literally really, really good play. Just nutmegged him there and tried to get the ball in the box, and it's now a corner. But like I said, probably the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think it's been probably the better Solihull.
So they get ready to take it from this near side. Ben Warman, former Gateshead midfielder, gets ready to take it. Be an outswinger with his left foot, raises his right arm, and it comes now. Loopy into the air. Oh, it wins his header, and it's been took a deflection. It's cleared off the goal line. Was it Ollie Pearce who was back there?
Yeah, it was Pearce, to be fair. I mean, I couldn't see what was going on in terms of...
Lipsick's got into the box, staying on his feet, and he does, and then he goes to the ground looking for a penalty. Referee gives the goal kick.
Gray's done well there, by the way. He's tracking him into the box, and it looked like he wanted to try and nick it, but luckily he didn't. He stayed on his feet, and then he's just given him a little nudge, nothing too major, and then he's gone down. That was really good from Gray, because you know it's like when you're a forward-thinking player, you can easily get the tackle wrong.
Morgan Williams has gone down that York City penalty area, just stretching out that left leg. This could be a hamstring issue for Morgan Williams.
Was he in the duel there for the corner? Don't know if he was in the little battle there, because obviously Whitmore was in a battle there with a couple of players, and he got the clean header, didn't he? Headed it down, but it took a big deflection.
It's that. Yeah, he just sits down as the ball goes behind. Does Morgan Williams? Where's Callum Howe? Is he warming up? He is warming up. He doesn't look too concerned, I have to say, at the minute. Callum Howe doesn't appear as though he's about to come on.
I'm not sure he's going to stay on.
I'm not either, to be honest, but Callum Howe's not stripped. He's warming up. He's still got his bib on. He's having a quick word with somebody.
Yeah, he's radio now.
Both sets of players are taking on instructions. So like the tactical timeout, really. Williams is pulling his socks back up. I think he might be all right.
Yeah, a minute ago there, though. It didn't look like he was too sure, was he?
Is it a tactical timeout, this?
Maybe.
Well, it's allowed both sides to come across. Even Harrison Mayle has actually come across here, and so too has Laurie Walker.
The only thing is, you're not going to take your centre half and get your centre half to go down. It's just going to have to come off the pitch.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Still stretching out that left leg. But again, Callum Howe it doesn't look as though he's about to come on here.
It don't look comfortable, but I think they're going to allow him to go back on and see where he's at.
He's got a decent injury record. Missed a couple of games at Yeovil. The back end of his time there through a short injury. He's going to be back on in a second. There's another plane takes off opposite us.
No, it looks like he's going to give it a go.
So City down to 10 temporarily here.
The way he's stretching off, it looks like it's his calf.
Yeah.
It's definitely his calf, yeah. He's trying to stretch off his right calf here.
Harrison Mayle he had the whistle, what, a good 10 seconds ago here? He's trying to take as long as he possibly can. Now he's going to just whack his studs against the post.
He knows what he's doing.
The referee's looking at his watch. Williams should be on virtually straight away here, but I imagine the referee will have to wait. Will decide. That was a bit of time wasting, so it's going to be 30 seconds of the ball being in play before I'm going to allow Morgan Williams on.
Is that the rule though? Because if he's blown his whistle, surely he doesn't wait. If he's blown his whistle,
how long did Harrison take though to take the goal?
I know, but that's up to him. He never said anything to Harrison, did he?
No, well, he's not allowing him on yet, so he is going to wait for 30 seconds from when the goal kick was taken. By the look of this.
Just me, I'm trying to find something to whinge at.
You're not used to all this positivity around York City, are you? One like this at your time in charge, Mikey. There's plenty to moan about.
Oh, the show was.
Boateng in the centre of the park. Threads it through to Ollie. Now it's a little ball to Hunt through to Pearce, who's offside.
What was he?
Again, Ollie Pearce doesn't think he's offside. I think his first touch wasn't the greatest, though, and it allowed the defender to get back. I'm going to keep a close eye on this, though, on the replay.
Yeah, I just want to have a look at that there. It was a great little touch from Greg Ollie, wasn't it?
It was. Little ball around the corner. First time reverse disguise pass, really, from Greg Ollie.
Yeah, it was a lovely little touch. Just trying to see if I can get back on the... The footage here.
Solihull have it at the back. You're not missing anything as we try and keep our eye on the replay or the delay that's on the stream. Again, City have won it back though. Pearce on the left-hand side. Oh, he probably is just off.
Yeah,
tight though.
Yeah, it was great.
He stepped up at the last minute. Did the right-sided defender Clark. City have a throw-in. Far side of the field again. It's a chance for Brooks to put in a long one, level with the edge of the penalty area. Referee telling him not to steal any yardage here.
Yeah, he's just changed the ball over, so trying if that's a little bit drier, so we can get a bit more.
Oh, he's not gone. He's gone short to King. Everyone's gone forward. King back to Brooks. Back again to King. Got to put a cross in, surely.
Yeah,
and they do now. In it comes now. Round the back. Headed off for a Solihull man, and that'll be a York City corner. Kitchen almost on the end of that. York City second corner. What's gone on here? Oh, they decided it's offside in the end.
That was a bit delayed, wasn't it?
Oh, very delayed, as if they didn't have a clue what was going on.
It was just a shame there. So Brooks threw it to King short. King gave it back to Brooks, but Boateng had rolled outside into Brooks' space, so Brooks couldn't take a touch and deliver it. So they had to go back into King. And to be fair, King's delivered a good ball. So I don't know if it was something they worked on, but you see how Boateng's gone into his space. Now Brooks would then just take a touch and usually whip that in. I don't know if somebody's offside though there. Look, I mean, who would they give offside for there?
Bizarre.
And it went up, what, 30 seconds?
It took ages. City are back up to full complement, by the way. Williams fit to continue, and he looks alright as he runs back towards his own goal there in the centre of the field. So still 0-0. 9 minutes to go in this first half here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, it's a real tactical battle, isn't it? What we thought. Don't think there's been any really clear-cut chances. A couple of half chances and scrambles around the box.
So Sutton 1, Brackley 1, and 3 quick goals at Brunton Park. Carlisle 3, Altrincham 0.
Really?
That's changed pretty quickly.
Do we know who scored?
We will do in a second. Cleared by the Solihull goalkeeper Adjiboy from York City winger Armstrong, and an own goal. 3 goals in 8 minutes there. Have put Marquis' men in complete control.
Just wonder if the fans will be happy this week. A bit disappointed last few weeks,
they weren't very happy last week when we were there. Interesting to see if John McCarthy has stayed as the assistant manager actually at Altrincham. I've not been keeping tabs. I would say that they actually didn't announce that he was the assistant manager. We only found out because City were there just before the new year.
I hope the York City fans were getting some autographs and pictures with that legend.
Well, they won't have known about him, and he wasn't anywhere near the York fans, so they didn't really get the opportunity. Ian Dunn managed to get a picture with his good mate.
No, he is a York City legend.
Dunny or McCarthy?
Both. I'm going to say both. I'm going to say both.
Only one of them. You know which one.
Wonder which one's having a break in season though at this moment in time, eh?
Costadale Huntington, yeah, he'll be there. Far side of the ground. He'll be there with his thermals on. At the back, to the right hand side. Solihull have it on halfway.
Yeah, York just sat in here and just allowing them the ball. Waiting for the right opportunity to win it.
To Wilkinson. Back to Scott High. Interesting that a couple of players, Scott High included, Galvin as well, who's now at Carlisle, was on loan at Rochdale, that Barnett signed in the summer after being promoted. Neither have really been able to cut the mustard in League Two and have quickly found their way back down to the National League. City win back possession. Pearce gives it to Hunt. He moves across the left-hand side of the field.
Yeah, there probably was an opportunity there to go forward, but I think because obviously Solihull have had the possession the last 2 or 3 minutes, York are just trying to get hold of it again.
King, Johnson, Boateng. Boateng at the back for City here. Picks out Kitchen as the rain starts to fall again. It's pretty light. Ollie round the corner looking for Brooks, who's in round the back. Now he's getting defenders back as Solihull. Brooks was fouled, takes on the shot. Goalkeeper saves to his left hand side, and there's no one there in black. And Solihull are able to get it clear. Good effort once more from Ben Brooks.
What a ball for Greg Ollie, by the way. So Kitchen's on the touchline. He rolls it in. Greg Ollie, honestly, he's got his head on the spin. It comes in. I don't think anybody in the ground saw that pass. He reverses it round the corner for Brooks to get in beyond. And then Brooks open up and has a beautiful strike. But what a pass that was, by the way. Did anybody see that in the ground that it was coming?
Don't think so. Brooks has done really well here to keep possession on that far side of the field. And he sends it long And it's going to be picked up by Ollie, Pearce, Gray. Gray under pressure. And City work it all the way back to Harrison Mayle.
And probably people who are listening to this or watching the game, they'll be like, why is he not getting into the game much? Because they've overloaded the midfield like York have. It's very difficult that they're going to get him in the game in them pockets. But it's when he does get on it, can he produce them moments that he's just produced?
Boateng to Ollie, who drops deep and opens up his body to pass it out to Kitchen. Kitchen now to Brooks on the left hand side, tries to take on his man, wins York City a throw in.
And as I was saying that, he's got on the ball again. But what a good little touch again. Ball's come into him, Kitchen's set off, and again he just spins it round the corner first time. But it just changes the tempo, and now it's allowed York to get up the pitch and get a dangerous throw in.
This time I think Brooks will go long or longish.
It's on again to go short though and set up the cross. There they
And
are.
they have done.
Boateng needs to stay
Back
out.
to King.
There you go.
Back now to Brooks. No one's marking him. He can get the cross in first time, and it comes now flicked away into the centre of goal, and they complete the clearance to Solihull.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. Brooks plays it down to King like before, but Boateng stays out the space, rolls it in for Brooks, and then Brooks will be really disappointed with the cross there. Didn't miss the first man. He was trying to get plenty of pace on it, and I understand that, but just got to be a little bit better quality there.
Alex Hunt to King, who's now got space. Inside right, he can come over halfway. Down the right-hand side, looking for Ollie, who's come across this near side. He tries to get a cross in. It deflects for a York City corner or a throw-in. Linesman again, not having a clue right in front of him. What's he doing with his flag?
He is literally a foot away from it, and he's looking at the referee to make the decision.
Astonishing from the official down this near side. The referee, thankfully, is watching what's going on.
I'm pretty sure it was a throw-in. And we're past the halfway line. And now the fans are saying you don't know what you're doing.
Well, he's given a corner. Let's have a look. I wasn't sure if it was a corner or a throw-in, but the linesman is literally in front of it, way down the other end of the field.
Their fans are giving him a bit of stick now. Oh, we can't tell from there, can we?
You can't. I think
it's
it probably
gone over the corner flags. It could be either side.
He doesn't have a clue. In fact, he actually gave a throw-in and then changed his mind, did the linesman. So I don't think the linesman knew who had come off last or what the decision should have been. Corner to the edge of the box. Poor corner from Alex Hunt, who slipped as he took it, and it's gone all the way across the far side of the field and back up to halfway.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying something there or if it was the slip, because it was a nice flat driven pass which was set up for somebody to run onto and finish, but again I don't know if that was a routine or if he slipped.
To the left hand side. I was talking to Gary Elphick actually in the lounge after the game last week. He is very aware that York City have not scored direct from a corner into the box all season. They've had the pull back at Rochdale in the FA Cup, but that has been it.
Yeah, he can't be on set play bonuses, surely. He'll be disappointed if he is.
Well, it's something they do need to do better on. Callum Howe, I know he's not playing today, but he hasn't scored all season. He's on his longest goal drought in his career, is Callum Howe. And now Williams, who's getting booked here for a challenge?
What?
Zach Johnson sees yellow.
He's come from the side there. I don't think he's actually gone through the back of him. No, I think on the set plays, you want to, as a manager, you want to sort of utilise all the areas of the game. I mean, I use Arsenal at the moment, in terms of set plays, take advantage of it. And if Gary's in charge of that and he's aware of it, he'll be disappointed. But he's just got to do a little bit more on the training ground and hopefully get his bonus. You'll have to ask him if he is on set play bonuses.
He's sorting out the defensive set plays, I know that. You see him now on the edge of the technical area as Solihull have this throw in inside left, 15-20 yards inside the York City half. Everyone lines up across the edge of that York City penalty area, and it comes now straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Poor from Warman.
I think that's actually a good ball if they go early. So I think if they're set off and sprinting, I think he's literally gone to try go for the second.
Very flat, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if someone sets off early, it's just a little glancing touch for it to go in. Because Harrison's trying to get in line with the ball. I don't think that ball was too bad. I think it was more the timing of the runs.
Hunt tries to set up another York City attack. What we've got left, 90 seconds of this first half. Still goalless. York City the better side, though, in this first half. They've called
2 minutes added on by the looks of it.
Walker into a couple of decent saves, possibly saves he would expect to make from distance. Also had the scramble in the goal mouth that was cleared off the goal line.
Yeah, there's nothing been really clear cut, has there? I think everything has been a little bit of a scramble or a half chance.
So the forward ball, it's overhit. The home team pick it up in the left back position. French gives it away, does he? Just couldn't be picked up by Ollie, but Boateng will get there. Boateng to the left-hand side to Brooks. Another plane takes off in the distance. Ben Brooks will put a left-footed cross in now. It's a deep one. Headed clear once more by Solihull to the edge of the area. Picked up by Alex Hunt. Gives it to Gray. Hunt now down the right-hand side to King. King will run at his man into the box. Opens up the angle. Still got it as King. Into the centre of the goal. Cross the far side now for Kitchen. Kitchen will try to put a cross in. He gets it in. It's blocked by the first man. And Solihull will clear. Ben Brooks now. Back it goes to Kitchen on the far side. And then it goes into touch off Mark Kitchen for a Solihull throw.
Yeah, it was good pressure from York. Just, again, couldn't find that clear-cut chance. But good pressure in terms of playing around the box, getting the ball into the box, then getting onto the seconds. Just looking at Walker's sort of start position, he always takes a step back on his goal line first for them in goal. And I think if York just get them balls in a little bit quicker and then Ollie Pearce starts to get the timing right, then I think it'll cause a few problems.
There you go, you heard that on the public address. 2 minutes of added time. Ryan Fallowfield first down the tunnel once more beneath us, followed shortly after by Alex Newby. I'm sure we will see at some point in the second 45. Back to Mail it goes. Mail into the centre of the field to Pearce. Controls on his chest after dropping deep to pick up the ball. But then he's robbed of it as the York City captain. And in midfield it comes across this left-hand side now for Green for the home side. Green to Warman. Whitmore. Back to French. And across the far side it goes to Clark. He tries to pick out a forward pass, but it's intercepted by Kitchen. Now to Ollie. Ollie turns, gives it to Hunt. Hunt down this right-hand side to King. King again to penalty area. Crosses it at the edge of the box. Shot comes in from Hunt and it's tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper. That is a good save. That was a lovely move by York City. The closest they've come, and they'll finish this half with a corner kick.
Yeah, that was good play all round. So, like, who was it in there? Got Hunt. Hunt slides it out to King. King gets one-on-one. But what King does well is he slides it to the edge of the box, which allows Hunt to try go first time. He's opened his body and he's just tried to put it in towards that near top corner, and the keeper just shifts his feet and saves it. But really, really good play. But the detail of King's pass there was top draw, which allowed Hunt to take it first time. So good play all round.
Hunter still on the corners on this near side. That is a really good save by Laurie Walker.
Difficult to work around this pole here.
Yeah, it is. 15 seconds of the injury time to go. Hunt will put it into the box, pulls it back to the edge of the area. There's blocks going on. Shot comes in. It's scrambled clear. Eventually, it was blocked, and now the scramble clear. York City man goes to ground just outside the area. City work it across to Kitchen on the far side. Another crossing position. Tries to get it in. It's blocked. That'll be a throw in if the referee allows the time for it to be taken.
Yeah, so he must have set that one up from the corner before. There must have been. They must have a strategy or something on the edge of the box, but it was good play. But good pressure here from York. It'd be nice if we could just sneak a goal now in this last, 10 seconds or so?
Well, we're 20 seconds over the extra 2 already. And it comes from Brooks into the box. Flicks off a Solihull head and goes behind for a corner kick, and the referee's going to allow it to be taken.
Go on then, we'll have it.
And it's Chris Millington saying to the fourth official, why are we still playing here?
Yeah, I mean, I would be a bit disappointed if I was him right now. Because there hasn't been much stoppage. And if it has, it's been York walking to take a slow corner or throw in.
Well, they're not wasting time here because Hunt sprinted across to try and take this corner kick. Just get this in the box. First, win the first contact, see what happens, then the whistle will go.
I'd put it in and around Walker, me.
Hunt. And it comes now. Into the centre. Boateng can't get there. Solihull get there on this left-hand side. Then a man throws himself to ground. Nothing given. He will now blow up as Boateng tries to put it back in the penalty area. 0-0 at the break. York City the dominant side. Laurie Walker forced into making 3 decent saves. I think he'll be relatively happy, Stuart Maynard. They just need to find that opening goal, Mikey Morton.
Yeah, and I think credit to them as well. They've come with a game plan and obviously sat in and making sure that it's compact in the area, in the central areas. But I think York have controlled most of the game, created the better chances. I think it's one of them when that opportunity comes in the second half, they've got to take it. And if they do take it, then we know that this Solihull side are going to have to then start to open up, which then will give us a bit more space. I think the longer it stays 0-0, I think Solihull will be happy with that.
Half time here at Danton Park, Sharon. It's goalless. Solihull Moors 0, York City 0.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Mikey. Second half commentary of that game to come on FM and also online through BBC Sounds. It is half-time as well in our other matches. We'll catch up with Harrogate Town very shortly indeed, and we'll also catch up with what's been going on with Scarborough Athletic. So as I've mentioned, half-time then has been blown right across all three of our games. So let's catch up with what's been going on. If you've been listening to us on FM and online through BBC Sounds, you will know there's no goals yet between Solihull and York City. But there has been a goal in our game in League Two, and it's not gone the way of Harrogate Town either, bringing us up to date on the first 45 minutes. Tim Steer.
Yes, half-time score here at Broadfield Stadium was Crawley Town 1, Harrogate Town 0, in a game which Simon Weaver's side started much the brighter, pressing really well, forcing Crawley into mistakes and having some opportunities on goal. They've actually had more shots on goal than Crawley in the first half, 6-4 in the end, with 2 shots on target as well. Efforts coming in from the likes of Bryn Morris and Reece Smith for Harrogate Town in that first half, but they couldn't find a breakthrough, which did come in the 27th minute in the end from Crawley. It was a throw-in which was taken to Ronan Darcy. His shot was deflected in the area, and Max Anderson managed to hit home the rebound from around about 8 yards out. Looked like one that Mark Oxley should have really stopped. It was straight at him, but he let it go through him into the back of the net. And then just a few minutes later, the injury crisis that has ravaged Harrogate Town claimed 2 more victims as Mark Oxley had to go off. He can't finish the game. So Henry Gray, who was on the bench today because of a groin injury he suffered in midweek, is now in goal for Harrogate Town. And Chance Hedman, who took a knock from a tackle in the first half as well. I think the decision was taken out of his hands really to come off, and Lewis Cass replaced him. So potentially that's 2 more players on what is already a double-digit injury list for Harrogate Town. Crawley, after the goal, really have looked more in control of this one. Harrogate, the press hasn't been as effective, but they have tried to carve out a couple of opportunities on the counter. But I think Crawley have had more control of things, certainly in terms of possession since going in front. 61% possession overall in that first half. But it just means that once again for Harrogate Town, if they are to find this long-awaited and elusive win, they're going to have to come from behind in order to do it. Half-time score, Crawley Town 1, Harrogate Town 0.
Thanks, Tim. Going from unfortunately bad to worse for Harrogate Town, certainly on the injury front. Scarborough Athletic against Worksop, still waiting for a goal in that game as well, James Fletcher.
We are still waiting for a goal, Sharon, but it does feel like it would come sooner rather than later, based on what the first 45 minutes brought us here at Queensgate. Scarborough the better side, winning the ball in good positions around the midfield and in the opposing half, and carving out chances from minute 1. Dom Tier with the best of those after 8 minutes, receiving a cross from Stephen Walker, who didn't give up a hopeful long ball, cut in from the byline, teed it back to Tier, but missed the target when he should really have made the net ripple. Rio Allen's also had a decent chance from 18 yards out, which was saved well by Forshaw, the Worksop goalkeeper. Best chance, though, of the game to break the deadlock, I have to say, came for the visitors, because Alexander Starchenko managed to run in behind the Scarborough defence after Alex Brown's ball back to the goalkeeper wasn't well made. He rounded Ryan Whitley, the Worksop number 8, but then got his feet in a tangle and sliced wide from an open goal on a narrowing angle for him. Hamza Ben Sharif, the captain of Worksop, is on a yellow card as well, walking a tightrope really. He won't leave the referee alone at all, and that might be needing a word from Craig Parry, the Worksop manager, as well. Since then, Scarborough, they've had some set-piece chances as well. They've made the goalkeeper work, but without making the net ripple. It does feel, though, like Worksop, who have the leakiest defence in the table, could be breached soon. Instead of it being 0-0, Sharon, we could have had 3 or 4 goals in this match. But it remains Scarborough 0, Worksop 0.
Thanks, Fletch. Second half commentary of that game online through the BBC Sport website, the link of which is on our X account. If you have a look on there, you'll be able to find it quite easily, hopefully. York City then goalless in their game against Solihull Moors. That one will resume on FM and on BBC Sounds. And Harrogate Town trailing Crawley by 1-0. That will be on DAB. The full second halves of all these 3 games to come here on BBC Radio York. We'd love to hear from you as well after those first 45 minutes. Tell us what you thought of your team. Get in touch, text us 81333. Please start your message with the word York. If you want to tweet us, get in touch on X. It's at BBC York Sport, or on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. And again, please start those messages with the word York. So let's have a look then across the country at how things stand at half-time. In the Premier League, Brighton 0, Everton 0, Leeds 0, Arsenal 2, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. At 5:30, it's Chelsea against West Ham and Liverpool against Newcastle is at 8 o'clock. Into the Championship, Leicester 0, Charlton 2. That's the result. So is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Wrexham 1. And completing the early kick-off, Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Half-times, Blackburn 0, Hull City 0, Ipswich 0, Preston 0, Middlesbrough 1, Norwich 0, Millwall 1, Sheffield United 1, Oxford United 0, Birmingham City 1, Portsmouth 2, West Brom 0, QPR 0, Coventry 0, Watford 0, Swansea 0. In League One, two results actually, Wimbledon 0, Bolton 1, Bradford City 1, Doncaster 0. Half-times, Northampton 0, Reading 2, Barnsley 2, Stevenage 1, Burton Albion 1, Cardiff 0, Exeter 0, Rotherham 1, Leyton Orient 0, Port Vale 1, Luton 0, Blackpool 0, Mansfield 0, Wickham 0, Peterborough 0, Huddersfield Town 1, Stockport 0, Plymouth 1, Wigan 0, Lincoln 1. In League 2, two results from earlier, Bristol Rovers 3, Newport County 0, Grimsby 2, MK Dons 2. Half-times, Accrington 2, Cheltenham 0, Chesterfield 2, Walsall 1, Crawley 1, Harrogate Town 0, as we've been hearing from Tim Steer, Crewe 0, Colchester 0, Fleetwood 0, Notts County 1, Gillingham 1, Bromley 3, Oldham 0, Cambridge 0, Shrewsbury 0, Barnet 0, Swindon 1, Barrow 1 and Tranmere 0, Salford City 0. In the National League, not many games, as you may have heard David Ward mention in commentary, FA Trophy this afternoon, so not everybody playing in the National League, Rochdale included. So latest score is Bournemouth 1, Boston 0. Half-times, Braintree 1, Eastleigh 0. Carlisle 3, Altrincham 0. Still showing as the latest, and 11 minutes into time added on at the end of the first half. Hartlepool 0, Aldershot 0. Half-time is Solihull Moors 0, York City 0, as we've heard, and Sutton 1, Brackley Town 1. Game called off, Truro against Scunthorpe, and again that one postponed due to the FA Trophy. In the National League North, Buxton 1, Spennymoor 0, Chester 1, Radcliffe 1, Chorley 0, Peterborough Sports 1, Curzon Ashton 1, Hereford 1, Darlington 0, Merthyr Town 1, Kings Lynn 0, Alfreton 0, Macclesfield 2, Bedford 1, Oxford City 1, South Shields 1, and Scarborough Athletic 0, Worksop 0. Few games across North Yorkshire to bring you up to date with as well. In the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, Pickering Town new manager Simon Heslop in charge for the first time today, and he scored for them as well. Pickering Town 1, Frickley 0. Last night, Knaresborough lost 2-1 away at Campion, while this afternoon in Division 1, Harrogate Railway 2, Louth Town 0, and Selby Town against Crowell Colts. That game has been postponed after a pitch inspection earlier this morning. So thank you if you've been in touch with us so far this afternoon. As I've mentioned, please do get your thoughts and comments into us. We will have a look at what you've been saying across the afternoon. Steve from Malton says about York City. City are missing the pressure that Josh puts on the defence of the opposition. And that's it so far. Apparently, the other... you know when I say put York in front of your message and get in touch with us? Someone has done that, but I'm not quite sure what the message is about, because apparently the plane was going to Malaga from Birmingham Airport, which is lovely to know, but I've no idea what that's talking about. So as well as putting your name on your tweets and your texts, and also putting your starting your messages with the word York, please make them relevant to what's going on at the time, because otherwise we've really not got a clue what you're talking about. But we'd love to hear from you. Please do get in touch. It's 1 minute to 4.
We have the North Yorkshire stories you might not know about.
Wow, this is just incredible.
There's fact, there's fiction.
The hidden history.
I just imagine smugglers hiding in alleyways.
Charles Dickens visited him on a tiny little lane off York Estate.
The eerie legends.
The knight's horse became spooked, and as he was falling, he looked back and the abbot was transformed into the devil.
The secrets.
What do you believe? Oh gosh, you got me on the spot there.
Secret North Yorkshire.
It's just magnificent, some of these stories.
Search Secret North Yorkshire on the BBC Sounds app and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.
And apparently the plane was in reference to something David said in commentary, which I didn't hear. Apologies. So thank you for getting in touch. Much appreciated. But again, please do put your name on so we know who you are when you're contacting us. You're listening to BBC Radio York Sport. Let's get the latest on the travel. It's 1 minute to 4. And I can tell you that this travel news will not include the latest with the planes, believe me. It will include what's going on the trains and on the roads. And there is a breakdown on the A1M heading south at junction 44. That's the York turning. So the slip road is partially blocked. So be careful if you're in that area. Elsewhere, the usual queues, including on York Outer Ring Road at the Haxby Road roundabout. On public transport, no service on LNER and Grand Central at King's Cross because of engineering works. That is affecting services across the network, including between King's Cross and Peterborough. There's no service either on LNER at Lincoln Central, Skipton and at Hull because of engineering works if you are travelling further afield. And there are delays of up to 20 minutes and some cancellations on cross-country Northern and TransPennine Express between Leeds and York because of earlier emergency services dealing with an incident.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Let's have a little look then at what's been going on elsewhere today. And of course, there has been tennis, the women's final in the Australian Open. And Elena Rybakina is celebrating after winning the women's singles title at the Australian Open. She beat the world number one, Aryna Sabalenka, in 3 sets, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4. Let's hear how that game finished.
This is championship point Rybakina. It's an ace from Rybakina, who clenches her left fist in celebration. She's come back from love 3 down in the deciding set to beat the world number one and get revenge for the final she lost to Sabalenka in 2023.
Well, let's hear both players what they had to say afterwards on Rod Laver Arena, starting with Sabalenka.
I'm really speechless right now. I'll try not to forget anything. I want to start with Elena. I want to congratulate you on an incredible run, incredible tennis. Congrats to you and your team on such an incredible achievement. Of course, thank you everyone who make this tournament possible. I love being here. I love playing in front of you all. You guys are incredible support. I always looking forward to come and play in front of you. And well, let's hope maybe next year going to be a better year for me.
Time for our champion. Now, this woman has produced tennis of rare quality all fortnight. Calm under pressure and dominant when it mattered most.
Yeah, it's hard to find words now, but of course I want to congrats Aryna with amazing results for a couple of years, and I know it's tough, but I just hope that we're going to play many more finals together. And of course, congrats to your team for all the improvements. A great job you've done.
Well, we'll leave that there because 2 of our 3 games are ready to go again. Crawley against Harrogate Town. Harrogate Town trailing by 1-0 in that game. Tim Steer and Hal Boxall Dockery will be on DAB. And ready to go as well is Scarborough Athletic against Worksop. That one is goalless, and you can hear that game on the BBC Sport website with James Fletcher and Darren Foreman. So with those going off on their own sweet way, we are still here on FM. Not quite ready at York City's match just yet. That's Solihull Moors against York City. David Ward and Mikey Morton will talk you through the second half of that one. That one is goalless at half-time. 0-0. Let me remind you that York City could and should go back top of the table this afternoon if they win. No game for Rochdale today, which means that York City's fate this afternoon as such is in very much their own hands. And I am told they are coming back out onto the pitch now as well. So let's go back there and rejoin your commentary team. Solihull Moors 0, York City 0, Mikey Morton and David Ward.
Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, City coming back out onto the field. No changes at half-time. So Jack Johnson, despite being on a yellow card, returns. And Morgan Williams, who seemed to pick up some sort of injury to his leg in that first half, he is also out there. So City will start the second half as they started the first. Mail, Kitchen, Johnson, Williams, King, Boateng, Hunt, Brooks, Ollie Gray and Pearce. The home team now just coming out. That very small round of applause from the Solihull fans around us in this main stand. And from what I can see, they exactly the same as well. So no changes either side. They line up like this: Walker, Green, Whitmore, French, Clark, High, Warman, Wilkinson, Sabara, Lipswick and Wakeling. Referee is there. City going to be getting this game back underway, shooting towards each side, shooting towards their respective supporters. Jeff King has a bit of a laugh and a joke there with the referee about something or other. We had the most bizarre half-time entertainment with the gentleman on the public address system asking everyone if they prefer a pie or a pasty.
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on.
To be honest, I don't think many people knew what was going on.
There was a bit of everything going on, a bit of singing.
Well, it was would you rather be a pie or a pasty? Was the question that he was asking.
That felt like
it
the
was almost
longest
unanimous
half-time
that
ever.
pie was the answer.
That definitely was the longest half-time ever.
Kitchen. The game back underway. Johnson across the right side. It's a goalless City, as Sharon said, needing a win to go back top of the national league. Long ball downfield and French, little shove in the back.
But I like that ball because that's the ball was on about in terms of Gray coming in and playing to the space. I know they've not got anything from it there, but you could see the central centre-backs had to go across, which has then freed up Pearce. So again, I'm just wondering if this is a strategy that Maynard's seen, which we were speaking about earlier in the game.
So free kick in the penalty area that Laurie Walker will take. Sooner or later, the fourth official comes to have a word with Stuart Maynard.
Come on.
Did you get involved with fourth officials? I don't remember. 'Cause what can they do? What's the point?
Well, they'll tell you, have a chat with them, speak to them, they're there, and as soon as you go speak to them, they tell you don't speak to me. So, and that's nearly every game. You know, the same chat before the game. Yeah, come and speak to me. You just ask them a question and say don't speak to me. So I think that's why I managed to get
What's their
frustrated.
job? Are they supposed to be relaying things to the referees? The referee's supposed to be relaying things to them so they can pass it on to the management of both teams? I never know what they're doing.
No, I'm same as you. I don't have a clue what they're
City
doing.
come forward. Kitchen, edge of the penalty area. Gives it out right left to Brooks. He appeals for handballs. It's blocked in the penalty area. Never a penalty for me, that.
No, it skipped up and hit his arm, but good play there. Kitchen stepped in and then just rolled it in front for Brooks, and Brooks opened up again. I think he'll be disappointed he didn't get the clean strike. But the Solihull player's got across and it's just skipped up off his foot and hit his arm. It's definitely not a penalty.
This is why management get things wrong, because that is a clear. That comes off Boateng and goes into touch. And both Alves and Maynard not happy with the fourth official that the throw was given to Solihull. It's right in front of them. They could see that was a throw into the home side.
Yeah, I'm just having a bit of a chat now with the fourth. To be fair, he seems alright, this fourth.
He does. He's a young lad.
Yeah.
He's got a smile on his face, which I think helps.
Yeah, he's got a bit about him. And you can see sort of his open discussion and his... Yeah, looks alright, to be fair to him.
Solihull have at the back. Down this right-hand side they go long. Looking for Wilkinson, headed clear by Johnson. Boateng gets there just before Sabara and manages somehow to find King, who goes long down the right-hand side, but that's overhit. Gray goes chasing after it, trying to keep it in. It'll go behind and go dead for a goal kick. Yeah, 0-0.
They're not getting the balls in quick, are they? Just taking the time.
Dave Bauer has got in touch with me. He says it's just one-way traffic in that first half. City just need a goal. Definitely missing Josh Stones. Ollie and Gray anonymous. How on for Johnson? Potential red card? Question mark. Well, it could be a change that we see at some point after he got a yellow in the first.
Yeah, definitely. I know they were saying about Pearce and Ollie being non-existent, but there's no space. Their space is going to come from when the ball goes wide and they get the ball into the box. It's, different games pose different problems, and sometimes as a player you can be in the game all the time. There's other games you have to be patient, and in terms of Pearce, Gray and Ollie, they're going to have to be a little bit more patient here just because of how they're set up.
Well, someone in the stand above us, it's a double-decker stand, a very small stand, where all the hospitality and the directors sit above us. Someone has either just thrown something down to the pitch side or they've dropped something by mistake. Not sure what it was. We just saw fall to our right hand side behind the fourth official.
Is it any money to win?
It definitely wasn't money. King down the right hand side, tries to thread it through, comes back to him. Back to Boateng it goes. Boateng sends it across to Brooks. The good news is, looking away to our left hand side, I've got no pillar obstructing my view of the goal, so the game continues as it did in the first half. Going to see most of the action down there. Kitchen up towards the edge of the box. Then he has to turn and go back. Tries to skip past his man, wins a throw in. Stuart Maynard controls the ball, gives it to Ben Brooks. And he gets ready, and João Alves taking charge here, saying yes, 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 and telling everyone to go forward. Brooks looked as if he was ready to go short. The backroom team have made the decision for him there, Mikey.
Yeah, if it's opportunity, if they're confident in Brooks in terms of getting the ball in there, then it's a good strategy. Obviously, they've mixed up a little bit and gone short and got a cross in. But it looks like he's going to throw it in. It's a long way, that, though.
In front of us of Solihull, moving ends, so behind the goal. Their team's attacking in the second half. Johnson goes down the edge of the box. Nothing given, sent back in by King with a big up and under. Pearce trying to get there. He comes off the defender last, and that'll be a corner kick to York City, and Pearce hobbles away.
Yeah, it was good distance on the throw, to be fair, and then I think it was Williams who flicked it on, and then it was a bit of a scramble, and it came to the edge. And as they were just about to put
Pearce
it back
has gone
in,
down here.
I think, did he catch one in his face?
No, it's his ankle. It's his right ankle.
I was just about to say there, as the ball bounces outside the box, he sets off straight away and he gets his body and actually wins the corner. Yeah, it looks like he's hobbling, actually.
He's got back up, but he's clearly hobbling over there, is Ollie Pearce. Don't do this to us, Ollie. Especially with Josh Jones missing.
He must have just got caught because he got across the defender and he might have just been stood on there.
City's fifth corner of the game. First this second half. Hunt from this near side. In-swinger doesn't beat the first man. He can hook it clear at ground pitch level. Poor from Alex Hunt. Yeah. Brooks has to go all the way back to Mail.
I think that is probably one of the big disappointments today so far, in terms of when they got into them areas to cross or there's a set play. It's just not been on point so far.
That's been the same all season, though. The deliveries from corners has been really poor at times.
Yeah, from the set plays, but I think recent weeks the crossing from both wing backs been
brilliant.
Good.
Yeah, it's the set plays.
But they've had opportunities today to deliver a good ball and have just not quite missed the first man out. So
Johnson back to Williams on halfway. Williams across to Hunt. Hunt to this left-hand side to Brooks. Back he gives it once more to Alex Hunt. To King. King will spread it to the right-hand side to Gray. Williams provides the overlap and he'll get it as well. Will Williams tries to get the ball in, deflects behind for another York City corner kick. Good pressure.
Yeah, that was good. It's like when Walcott plays in that position, the ball's been shifted out wide and Williams has just gone on the overlap, and all it does, it just causes more chaos for Solihull. So that was good play, that. Really good play. Come on, lads.
The sun, wherever it is, looks as though it's starting to set. It's definitely a little bit more gloomier than it was at the end of that first half. Look at the instructions here from the goalkeeping coach, who's in charge now of the attacking set pieces, which is maybe not strange the right word, an interesting decision from the York backroom team. I know he is in charge now of the attacking set pieces, not Gary Elphick, the goalkeeping coach.
But if you watch their keeper, and I've watched him in the first half, Walker, he always takes a step back onto his line. He don't come, look, Hunt, he's done it again.
Deep, looking for Williams, who wins the header. All he can do is nod it down to the arms of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're trying to set some up there.
Should someone get across the keeper?
I would try to go on the keeper, because if you watch him, every set play so far, he gets himself in an aggressive position, but he takes a negative step every time.
Lipswick goes to ground looking for a free kick. Nothing given, but it falls kindly to High in midfield. He'll send it across to the left-hand side for the full-back Green. Green's got a lot of room to manoeuvre in there.
Yeah, they've got good numbers in the box here.
They've been forced back. There's another plane takes off at the far side. This is a 2-1 for all you plane enthusiasts. I know you'll all be messaging in to tell us where it's going.
Yeah, I was a bit jealous with the Malaga one.
Sharon says, please no. So everybody, if you can let her know where that plane's going, she'll keep us all up to date. Down this right-hand side into Wilkinson, just on the edge of the D. Noddy, I'm looking at you. Across to the left. Still got it of Solihull. Round the back, it's over here, and that'll go behind for a goal kick. Thanks to Joe Dyer as well, who got in touch with me separately to tell me where the planes were going in the first half.
I think Solihull will be disappointed there because they've had two waves of attack there. The first wave, they had good numbers in the box and didn't deliver it. Then they've tried to be patient. All the numbers have come out the box and then they've tried to attack and then they've just got it all wrong and it's gone out for a goal kick. So I think Solihull will be disappointed there.
Johnson takes the goal kick, lays it across the edge of the box to Mail. Mail gives it back to Johnson. So 0-0 it remains. 8 minutes gone in this second half here on BBC Radio York. City needing a goal. Johnson. That's a sloppy ball from the centre-back, straight into touch on this near side in front of Chris Millington and his dugout.
Yeah, but they'd just put on a full press, so they'd lost that spare player, did York, and I think that's the time where you do need to go to the top line or into space. We spoke about that is something where you miss out if Stones isn't playing, because you can play into Stones and it can cause a bit of havoc. But if Pearce is playing, you've got to play longer into the space to get up the pitch.
Downfield by Walker, headed forward by City, but Ollie can't get there. Ball down the right-hand side. Good interception by Brooks.
Brooks has done really well there.
But he's put it into touch now. Is it kept in play? No, it's kept in play, and it goes all the way through once more to Laurie Walker.
Well, they had 2 runners in. I think it was Clark who opened up, and they had 2 runners off the back line of York, and he's gone and tried playing a lovely ball into the space. And Brooks, he sort of fell over, but he just stretched out his leg and intercepted
that was a poor
it.
Clearance from Walker, got completely under it, but he's somehow managed to find a yellow shirt, and Hunt can't beat the tackle over there, so Warman comes forward with it. How long do you think Stuart Maynard will leave it? Because he doesn't like to make subs before the hour mark. Ball thrown to Wilkinson through the centre. Wilkinson takes on the shot, should have scored right at Harrison Mail in the centre of goal, but York City were cut open with the ball into the box.
Yeah, again, we're just a little bit all over the place there. Ball got shifted out to the left-hand side. I couldn't see who played the ball, but it was Wilkinson who made the run straight through the middle of the defence. It was a great ball in. He took a lovely touch, but he just didn't get a clean strike on it, and it was just straight down the middle. Harrison just stayed big and then just controlled it nice and simple, but really big chance for them there.
A bad miss, wasn't it, on first viewing? Just waiting for it to come back up now.
Yeah, well, it was a fantastic ball and a good touch.
Good tackle on Wilkinson, falls to Boateng. Sidney come forward, got an overlap on the far side. Plays it now to Gray. Gray takes on the shot, took too long. The block then came in, should have got the shot away earlier. That was a big opportunity.
There was a couple of things wrong there, like Boateng didn't really commit anybody, but then Gray was just running in towards his man. He should have just come off a little bit so Boateng can give him it. Now they're breaking.
Appeals for handball in the penalty area as he slipped on the floor. Williams goes behind, corner kick given.
See, as Boateng's driving the ball, if you think back to last week, he drove with the ball and the defence dropped off and he got a shot off. But this week he didn't drive with it, but then Gray's come in towards his mark. He just needs to stay a little bit wider, receive the ball, open up and just finish it.
Or feed it into Pearce.
Could he have just drove and had a shot like he did last week?
Very half-hearted from Gray, and he knew he was frustrated with himself as soon as he hit that ball, because it was only destined to be blocked. So Solihull second corner of the game. First of this second half. Can be an outswinger once more. In it comes now into the middle. Oh, it's all the way across. And Solihull man again goes to ground, appealing for a penalty. Nothing given. Comes in a second time. It's a deep one. Going to back to the man that took the corner kick, but it's hooked clear by Greg Ollie.
I couldn't see what happened there, but it looked like it got swung around there. Difficult to see. I think it'd have been harsh if they get a penalty for that, but
Solihull have it at the back with Green.
Yeah, last couple of minutes or so, it's been end to end.
Back to French. Sabara drops deep and gives it back to Green in the centre of the park.
No.
He throws himself to ground under pressure from Brooks. Does the Solihull man. The referee's had a good game so far. The yellow shirts have it at the back, approaching the hour mark. Still 0-0 here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, good little spell here for Solihull. Just controlling the game at the moment.
Green, long ball downfield. Johnson, he could have left it, and he heads it into the path of the Solihull man, left hand side. Shot comes in from a ridiculous angle, and it's high and over the bar into the stand.
Yeah, he just got caught in between, didn't he? They've just played a long ball up the pitch. Johnson was in between of either letting it run through to Harrison or nod it down, and he's just nodded it into space. Thought, who was it who jumped onto the ball there? Was it Wakeling? Wakeling then runs onto the ball and then he cuts and just had a shot. Johnson just caught in between there.
So Mail has it. And he'll clear long down the centre of the field.
He's in.
Head of Pearce. Brooks is in round the back. Bush will get on for the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper comes and smothers at the edge of his area, and he got there first with his foot because he was just outside the box. Well won back though by Boateng in the centre of the park. Boateng gives it to Gray. Gray thinks about having the shot, spreads it out. It's wide right instead to King. King will drive into the penalty area. Then he comes in field, gives it to Hunt to take on the shot. That's blocked. Ollie drags back, still can't get it away from him. He goes to ground, picked up by Pearce. Penalty kick. Wow. Penalty to York. So soft. I didn't think that was a penalty. Ollie went down soft. It was cheap, but York City have got a penalty kick.
I'll take it, but I'm not sure that was a penalty at all. I think they were still all over the place on the long ball because it was in before it. I mean, I could see that clearly. I didn't think it was a penalty.
Well, me neither. Pearce has got the ball in his arms at the minute, but will it be him? Will it be Hunt? Let's have another look at this. Gray to King. King gets it on his left foot, comes in off the right hand side to the edge of the area. Shot comes in, it's blocked. Then Ollie gets it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Ollie does appeal, but it's sort of like half-hearted appeals, and it wasn't really loud appeals from all his teammates around him. I think it's a soft penalty. As you said, we'll take it. They've got to put it in the back of the net.
I'm going to take it, so I'm not going to complain, but the camera angle doesn't do it justice there. We could see it clearly. Like, he's literally... He's gone to try spin on it, and the defender's just come across, and he's gone down. And the ref delayed it as well. Delayed it and then blew, but listen, put this in the net and we'll get on with it.
Hunt is going to take it.
Yeah, I think that's harsh. Who's
Alex
taking
Hunt. King comes to push the defender who's trying to put him off. Whitmore's having a word with Hunt here. King comes and takes charge and says, "Get out, Alex Whitmore." The York City fans behind that goal away to the right-hand side. Alex Hunt over the ball. He put the last one at Carlisle to the goalkeeper's left, to the right-hand side as well, looking at it. What does he do this time?
Come on, Hunty boy.
Alex Hunt. Stuart Maynard talking to his dugout. Now he'll watch. Hunt, here he comes, right-footed. And the goalkeeper misses it. He went the right way, right in the corner. Alex Hunt, you little beauty. That is pinpoint. In off the corner of the post. Right into the corner of the net. Solihull 0, York City 1. It's the goal we've been craving.
Get in there. To be fair, the keeper's got right across the goal there, but Hunt struck it so nice with the inside the foot. It was literally probably a millimetre away from the post, and it needed to be, because the keeper got it right.
Everyone's rushed into the penalty area for any potential follow-up, but we actually couldn't see until we saw the net bulge that it had actually forced its way past the goalkeeper. Let's see if he gets his fingertips to it. He doesn't. It's in the corner, but he is millimetres away from saving that penalty.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter.
And he's got a lot of pace on that to say he's only just took, 2 steps? So he's took 2 steps, but it's just technique. He's got the power on right into that corner.
They're all applauding Harrison Mayle here because it was his long ball downfield. Remember that Boateng won in midfield before he went forward to King on the right-hand side.
Well, they just judged it wrong, didn't they? So I think they followed Pearce in, and then it just bounced, and Brooks was in just from one long ball. But then it was just chaos from there, wasn't it?
The Solihull fans to our right side are shouting cheat at the York City players. I don't even think Ollie was looking for a penalty when he went down.
No, not a chance. He was just trying to spin and then try to get a shot off.
It's the referee that made the decision. We think it's soft. I know some of you will be watching the stream and listening to us. Let us know what you think. Was it a penalty? Wasn't it a penalty? All that matters is the referee thought it was, and City have managed to find the breakthrough.
I don't think that camera angle does it any justice. We would clearly see it from this side, and from what I saw, I didn't think it was a penalty. But like I say, we will take it.
Plane takes off again at the far side of the ground. Kitchen clears much higher with that clearance, and that plane could have been in danger. Across this near side it comes. The York City fans very vociferous now on that far side of the ground as York City have a throw in 10 yards inside the Solihull half of the pitch.
Near the fans now. It's just what we needed.
7 goals this season now from Alex Hunt.
Yeah, it's a great return that from a midfielder. And
Johnson's pulling his man back. He could have been sent off there if the referee gives the decision. He allows play to go on. Will he come back to Johnson? Down this right-hand side. They come. Solihull across the goal. Deflects all the way to Green. He's going to try and lay it off. Terrible layoff. Blocked on the edge of the area by Boateng, and City managed to pick up the ball, and then that's a late challenge there on Brooks. That will be a yellow card. It was a cheeky one. The yellow card is out and shown to the Solihull man. Johnson was he's got to be so careful. He brings him down there, and the referee could have blown. He's off.
Yeah, you could see that he was sort of scrambling a little bit, so he had hold him for a second, but he just released at the right time. Now, if he'd have held on to him for any longer, then he's making that decision for the referee. But the break down that right side, he actually whips the ball in with loads of pace, and it sort of scrambles around, and he just didn't get the set right. He sort of skipped up. If he gets the set right, it's a clean shot on goal from around the penalty area. Luckily, he didn't get the set right, and then York could get numbers around the ball, and now we've got a free kick down this side.
It was Lipsick who was getting the yellow carded, the number 12.
Yeah, it was a naughty one. He was never going to get there.
The Solihull players, the 3 or 4 of them have come across to have a word of the 4th official here. Again, what has he got to do with it?
I'm not sure. They're like a battering ram out to the 4th officials.
I think they're still arguing or complaining about the penalty decision. Stuart Maynard now disappears off down the tunnel to our right-hand side.
Looks like Callum Howe's going to come on.
Well, he has to come on for Johnson. They can't take the risk.
Yeah.
So too's Banks. He's coming on. And who else is that that's getting stripped? Newby. Still got his gloves on as Alex Newby.
I have today, actually.
Well, so have I.
Get a bit of stick off my granddad if you knew, like, but... You're looking like the bench are coming on here, like all experienced players at this level. You know, I think that's what we need. A bit of experience on the pitch.
Brooks hobbles away, he's back up on his feet. I imagine Brooks may well be the change for Newby.
Yeah, and I think that'll just give him something different. Like, if you're looking at Brooks, like, one of his main traits is getting down this side and delivering the ball, and it's not quite happened for him today. So it's probably the right time for Newby. I mean, I'm assuming if he's going on into this position, just to offer us something different and ask different questions of this side for Solihull.
Fourth official is trying to get his board ready with the help of the linesman on this near side. I won't be trusting that linesman to get anything right from what we've seen down there.
I was just going to say, is he going to make a decision here? Or
There's an almighty hold-up while they get it sorted. The referee's waiting. This is ridiculous. Absolutely. They're looking at a piece of paper down there.
What is happening here?
Crawley 2, Harrogate Town 0. Here come the changes. So Banks is coming on for Ollie.
Yep. So it's a like for like.
What else have we got here? Johnson had to be for Howe. That's to save Zach Johnson, I think. And then the final change. Well, he's got his numbers completely confused here as the fourth official.
It's confused me.
Oh, dear me. Newby coming on for... Who's this? Gray.
Oh, Gray, yeah.
But that's not what the fourth official had up on his board. He's got completely bamboozled here. He's put the numbers up in completely the wrong order. Yeah. Absolutely no surprise whatsoever. And Chris Millington is stood over the shoulder of the fourth official, probably saying, do you know you made an absolute horlicks of that?
Yeah, so they've got Banks and Newby just off Pearce now. Brooks and King are still going to hold the whip.
Gray's come off the pitch. Maynard's back in his technical area, and he stood there in front of him with his hands there as if it's like naughty schoolboy, isn't it? As Maynard tries to explain something to him. You don't often see this. He's still trying to tell him what he should have done. Now he's putting his arm around him with Stuart Maynard. He was like the pupil there, wasn't he? Just stood there in front, taking on the instructions.
Yeah. I'm only guessing, but I think he's talking about manipulating the mark a bit.
That's a good tackle. And Kitchen and Solihull were almost through directly from the start of the game.
I think the space was on that side for Gray, but he just wasn't using their movements. But what players also seeing that movement?
Kitchen lofts it forward into touch. Newby can't get there on the edge of that. On the end of that.
Nothing's changed with the shape. Personal's very similar.
Bournemouth down to 10 and Boston have got an equaliser at Bournemouth. 1-1 there. 1-1-2 between Braintree and Eastleigh. Carlisle still 3 up. Hartlepool 2 down at home to Waldershot. And still 1-1 between Sutton and Brackley. I noticed that Forest Green were trailing in the trophy, and so was Scunthorpe at half-time in both of their games. The home team have it at the back. Solihull 0, York City 1, halfway point of this second half. Given away, picked up by Newby from the Pearce's slide. Then Newby goes to ground, free kick York City. Again, it's off. Newby takes it quickly though. Was a free kick to Pearce on this left-hand side of the penalty area. Pearce goes towards the corner flag, tries to lay it off back to Brooks, can't manage to do so, and the home team will clear, but it's going to be picked up once more by Kitchen, who just says to Hiram Boateng, just leave it for me, I've got it under control. Brooks, who has stayed on, goes back in field to Newby. Newby now back to Kitchen, halfway inside the Solihull half. He goes back to Boateng on the halfway. Callum Howe gets his first touch since coming on a couple of minutes ago, gives it back to Boateng under pressure. First time he had to clear that with his right foot, everybody, and he lofts it, and he mishit it as well, did Boateng, but it's picked up by Ollie Banks.
Yeah, it was good pressing from Solihull there. We could clearly see it when the ball came on the touchline. There was nowhere to go through, so they have to go over the top or go backwards, and they went backwards, and they just sort of locked themselves in a little bit.
That was a nice ball, well brought down
lovely.
From Kitchen. Runs forward, edge of the area, centre of the field. Kitchen to the right-hand side. Gives it to King. King will put a crossing, can't beat the first man, hits his back. Falls back to Williams. Williams will give it back to Jeff King on the corner of the penalty area, far side of the field, in front of the York City supporters. King. Still got it on that left foot now, puts the cross in. A little cheeky back heel by Pearce. It was just behind him and it goes very high and wide of goal. Pearce cups his mouth.
Just not being productive enough when we've got in them areas. The crosses, I think King and Brooks and anybody else who's been in them areas will be a little bit disappointed with the crosses there. But King got a second chance at it and came in on his left foot. but then the movement from the strikers had already gone into the box, so it was behind him, and Pearce just tried to flick it round the corner, and if it had gone in, it would have been a spectacular goal, but just went out for a goal kick.
Yeah, foul given this time against York City. Ironic cheers from the home supporters. Stuart Maynard doesn't like the decision.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do, if they stick with the game plan or if they open up.
Boateng wins it back for York City.
Good
nice
play.
little ball around the corner from Hunt. Banks, little ball over the top, looking for Pearce. Pearce can't get on the end of it, and they manage to hack it clear to the home side. Then Boateng's late with the challenge, and the Solihull man goes to ground, and Hiram Boateng will go into the book.
Yeah, it was naughty. I don't know whether he'd just gone up because the ball bounced up, but it looked like he caught him quite high there. But really good little play there, Phil. That was the first time there was space between the lines, and you could see Banks had spun it round the corner, Hunt had spun it round the corner into Pearce, and they were trying to get through him, but Solihull regrouped quickly and won the ball. But really good change of tempo there by York when trying to play through.
Boateng with his 5th yellow card of the league season, his 6th of the camp altogether, because he got booked in the FA Cup well past the cut off though for a 1-match suspension for 5 yellows. We're now heading towards 10, so he's fine for quite a few more yellow cards before he would have to serve any 2-game ban. Solihull send it forward all the way through to Harrison Mayle. It goes, 20 minutes to go, 0-1. York City leading this game thanks to Alex Hunt's penalty.
Yeah, I think it's a good position for York at the moment. They're obviously in control. It's all over to Solihull now to roll the dice. I think if they roll the dice, it'll open up space for us.
Kitchen down the left, nice ball to Brooks, who's round the back. Now he puts a cross into the box, flicked away off the head of French, across the far side, Banks with a little layoff to King. King again will try and cut in field, edge of the area to Boateng. He's going to be closed down, gets the shot away, drills it well wide of goal.
That was a lovely little touch from Banks, wasn't it? Sort of, we've come down this side and it's skipped up, and Banks just literally cushions the ball nice and wide for King. King then rolls it towards the edge of the box, and then I couldn't see who got the shot off, but a bit of a deflection, then scrambled around and gone for a goal kick. But what a lovely touch from Banks.
Double change for the home team. Stevenson and Rutherford coming on for Lipsick. And who else is going off here? Wilkinson, I think, is going off.
Yeah, Wilkinson will. I think Wilkinson will be still disappointed with the chance that he had.
Oh, it's their clearest chance by a country distance. By a country mile, I should say. To this right-hand side now to Clark. Clark back to French, who clears long. Onto the head of Callum Howe.
Good Callum.
Back at his own stomping ground here. Rutherford flicks it on. Kitchen will try and clear, but his clearance is charged down. It goes all the way back through to Harrison Mayle, who just takes it into his box and then picks it up.
Yeah, one of the things why I love Callum Howe in there is that any time he's competing for the ball, he always gets a nice clean contact on it. He gets plenty of distance on it where, and this is no disrespect to Johnson, when he's in there he's always trying to nod it down into an area, or he's trying to play, whereas Callum there is just clearly getting a lot of distance on it.
Yeah, he's as solid as you're going to get, isn't he, at this level?
And it just helps the midfielders out. If you're trying to always drop it into midfield and you're under pressure, it can just invite more pressure. But if you're clearing it big, you can close up and you can go and try and get the seconds a little bit higher up the pitch.
Beating to that in the tackle is Brooks. Rutherford can come forward on this right hand side. Under pressure though from Boateng. Boateng can't put the tackle in because he's on a yellow. Cross comes into the box. On the stretch, Alex Hunt puts it out for a corner kick.
It's good by Rutherford there. To be fair, he's a lively player. We've seen him obviously around these levels. He's just drove down this left hand side. Boateng trying to right hand side. Boateng's chasing him all the way. Kitchen comes across, but he still gets his cross in. Luckily, we got the first contact, and now it's a corner to them.
And we're taken from this near side by Scott High. York getting ready to make another change. I imagine it may well be Boateng that comes off into the near post.
Yeah,
one in the air there by Pearce. Nothing given as he tries to win a free kick. The referee got that one right. There's nothing in that. Ollie Pearce going to ground, hoping that he would get a decision. Back across to High on this near side. City still got everyone back behind the ball, and Solihull forced back to halfway. Green will come forward down the left-hand side. Gives it to his centre-back, who's playing as a left winger here, as he tries to make his way back from his attacking position for the set piece. Whitmore now across this near side to Clark. Clark once more for High. Now to French at the back.
Yeah, York are in a good shape here. There doesn't seem to be any main threat at this moment in time. I think sort of looking at Maida, maybe wants him to get out
gets
a little
away
bit
from Banks, who had a little nick at his heel, but then City do win it back, and Banks can give it to Newby. Boateng in midfield does well to find Brooks on this near side. Fourth official's ready. Who's coming on here? It's Dan Batty. Once the ball goes dead.
I know Solihull had the ball there, but York was in really good shape. You know, and they weren't causing too much of a threat. So really good shape from York there, and just having a bit of a breather in their own half.
Pearce wins that header. This will be the fourth change for York City. So Ollie Pearce, more than likely going to have to see this whole game out, you would have thought, especially with no Josh Stones. They will not want him getting injured. Howe puts that into touch for a throw-in. Are they going to make the change now?
It looks like they are.
Yep, City are going to make the change. It is Batty for Boateng. That's another sensible decision, I would suggest, from manager Stuart Maynard.
Yeah, well, you could see when they were in that low block earlier, you could see that he was shouting about getting out a bit quicker, and I think he was sort of aiming it towards Boateng and Hunt of just getting out a little bit sharper, and that's obviously made his decision for him. But he's been solid again, like I said, 7 or 8 out of 10 every single week, and that's what you know.
Look at sorry to interrupt. Look at Stuart Maynard, big smiles. He grins at the Solihull fans behind because they're not happy with the amount of time that Hiram Boateng's taking to walk off. He just raises his eyebrows as well. He's not saying anything. He's just smiling at the fans behind us as they try and have a bit of banter with him. Boateng gets a big pat on the back from his manager and the assistant manager. Throw-in taken then by the corner flag. Intercepted though by Brooks. Not the greatest clearance. Falls to Whitmore. Whitmore tries to thread it through. Edge of the York City penalty area. The yellow shirts keep hold of it. High. Back it goes to halfway. Good defending by City, forcing the home team back. Now on this right-hand side once more from Rutherford. Gets past Newby. Lays it round the corner. They've got in round the back here. Warman puts a deep cross into the box. No one there. King can bring it down in his own penalty area and then bring it forward.
Yeah, Rutherford's been lively since he's come on. He was brilliant there.
Banks goes through the ball to King. King won't get there this time. That's run into touch by High in front of the York City supporters. They enjoyed that. And he's refusing to give the ball. York City wants to take a quick one. High slowed it down, but they're falling asleep here, Solihull, but now City are going to take a few seconds.
No, that was good there on that side with King. Like, put a load of pressure on. And York have been sat in their own half for probably, 4 or 5 minutes there, so it's good that we've got up the pitch. But I was mentioning there, Rutherford's come on now on this right side, and he has been lively. So we just need to keep an eye on him there.
Altrincham have got to go back at Carlisle, but trailed by 3 goals to 1. Callum Howe, once more, back to his goalkeeper, Harrison Mayle. And Mayle will clear. Downfield, flick back to his keeper.
I think Pearce was wanting Brooks to go and gamble there. Could see he was a bit disappointed with him. They're really exploiting this space down this side.
They're trying
to pull Kitchen out and try and get Callum in 1v1s.
Down the right hand side they come once more. Cross will come into that York City box. It's behind everyone. Then on the turn, the shot is blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. Banks picks it up for City. Batty will try and get clear, and can he find Newby? Newby brings it under control brilliantly, and he wins the throw into York City right in front of Stuart Maynard and his bench.
Yeah, so what they're trying to do down this side is pull Kitchen out, and then they're just trying to shape it down the side and pull Calamo out, and then they're getting down the side with numbers, and they've crossed 4 or 5 balls down this side, so there's been a bit of a danger. But did you see the touch there from Sabara? So he's got his back to goal, he's brought the ball down, he's got a half turn and got the shot off. I mean, that would have been some goal if he'd have scored.
Headed clear by Solihull, who are having a little bit of pressure. And then the man throws himself to ground in the centre of the field. Nothing given there. Stevenson, that's poor from him. Get up. The referee tells him to as well. And he hobbles away.
Good play. Good. Go on and give it again.
Takes off the far side. Hunt into midfield to Banks in the centre circle. He gives it to Williams. Back it goes to Ollie Banks. Banks can drive forward, inside right. Now he puts a deep cross into the box. Look at Pearce. Oh, and it was almost perfect. The defender got there just in front of him. Pearce just waiting to try and nod that into the back of the net. He applauds the cross. Good defending from Solihull.
That'd have been a beautiful goal. Kitchen, Hunt and Batty all combining on this left-hand side, drawing out Solihull. Then the switch to play from Hunt into Banks, and Banks just plays a nice floated ball towards the back post where you can see Pearce is there, he's got his eyes on it, and I think it was Clark who just got the little touch. I mean, if that had landed at Pearce and Pearce scores, that would have been some goal. But Warman, really good play down here.
Warman comes off, Emmanuel Sanoop comes on. I thought it was Sanoop, but
yeah, so
public addresses.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, they've got 4 or 5 attacking players on here. Sabara's dropped a little bit deeper. So yeah, they're going for it now.
Sent forward, picked up by Hunt for York City. Down the left.
Good play.
Good ball around the back. Brooks is in a crossing position. Pulls it back to the area. Newby can shoot.
Yes!
Lovely ball down the left-hand side. They were caught napping Solihull. What a pull back that is from Ben Brooks. He picked out Newby and he drilled it under the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. That should be game, set and match, York City. Solihull Moors 0, York City 2.
Get in, what a goal. Hunt here, by the way. Hunt receives the ball, drives with it. He draws 3 players in, slides it down the side, perfect for Brooks. Brooks this time gets his head up, pulls it back, great weighted pass into Newby. Newby takes a touch, and what a finish. And Newby does what he does. He always gives you numbers. Brilliant goal.
He controls it with his right foot, does Newby, and then it bounces up off his left leg, but he has enough about him to keep it under control, and then he drills it into that bottom corner. And the togetherness from the York City squad as they all jumped up on this near side and had a big group hug in the dugout. Great to see.
Yeah, it was good. But look at that back if you get chance. Have a look at what Hunt drives with the ball and draws a 3 in, and that's what opened them up a little bit. And listen, they've had to come out and roll the dice here, and it's just opened up a little bit of space. But that was real quality as well there.
1,759 is the attendance, 709 from York City. Also seem to say every week, 709 York City supporters that have come in through the away turnstiles. Because I've spotted a few in the stand that we're sitting in as well. So there's actually a few more than that supporting York City here.
With no shelter as well. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's chucking it down again. But they won't mind, because it's 2-0.
No. Don't mind what the weather's like or how wet you get if you get the nice 3 points.
That's it. Into touch it goes, deep, tight against the corner flag. The end of the half, the end of the field that York City want it to be. Solihull have to try and move it all the way up the field. Clark comes off a York City head, but it's then going to be picked up in midfield.
Go on in.
Across the far side, intercepted by York City. Just can't find Banks, and they have it in their own penalty area. And that's just hacked clear, really, by Whitmore. Into touch.
Yeah, it was unlucky by King, wasn't it?
And it's going to roll down the tunnel here.
It was unlucky because King uses experience. He realised we're going to switch the place. He tries to read it. He gets there and tries to play Banks in first time, but doesn't slightly get it right. And then they put him under pressure, and now they've got a throw in.
Brooks down the line looking for Pearce. Pearce flicks it off the Solihull man. That should be a corner kick. Given a goal kick. Maynard could see it. We could see it.
Well, you could see it. I've got a nice ball in front of me. Oh, pillar.
It's a little flick header from Pearce. It definitely brushes the Solihull defender. Unfortunately. And now they almost give it away for a corner kick at the back. Clark makes a mess of that. And they've kept it in play on this near side. City trying to tie them down in this corner. And they're trying to clear now up towards halfway. Kitchen wins the header. Hunt with the little back heel. Brooks will get there, will he? No, he won't. Stevenson will. And he moves it to Whitmore. Now across the left-hand side to Green. Into midfield to Sabara. Now they come forward in the centre. Sanoop, good tackle from Kitchen. Not once but twice. Finds Pearce. Pearce to the right hand side to back. City going forward. Almost fed Kitchen through.
God, there was so much space either way. Solihull should have broke on the 2v1 down one side. York win it. Kitchen sprinting 67 metres to go straight through on goal.
This is
tries
really
to slide him in. But Kitchen now, they must be looking at it going, just relax.
They've got Solihull just where they want them, because they're going to have to take chances that City could potentially exploit here at the back.
Kitchen's tired though, he still ain't got back into position. And he's just
ball
fouled
forward from Solihull. Header cleared by Howe, cleared on the volley by Batty. Finds Pearce. Pearce lays it off to Newby. Newby now, far side of the field. Gives it to Banks, walking pace. He looks so lackadaisical, but so much quality at times. Ollie Banks on that far side.
Kitchen's got his hands on his hips. He's blowing.
Just look at Banks. Banks just wanders around, doesn't he? He's so cool and calm.
Yeah, there's no danger of him panicking, is there?
Another change about to take place here for the home team with Ollie Tipton as City put that ball into touch on halfway.
I think he put it out of play, Kitchen, there because he was trying to run in a breather.
Tipton comes on, it's 15 for 16, or 16 for 15 I should say. Scott High comes off. Solihull have it at the back. To the left hand side it goes to Cameron Green. Green back into midfield. Long diagonal ball, I think that was Tipton who's just come on. One in the air by Brooks, picked up by Newby. Tries to feed it to Batty. Batty does really well to shield the ball, and then Sanoop pulls him back. Free kick York City. 6.5 minutes to go. Solihull Moors 0, York City 2. Here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, it's little things like that that not many people see. So Solihull tried to switch the play, but Brooks gets back into position fast. But then Newby closes back and Batty closes back quickly, which means they can win the second ball. Now, these little things are why York are up there, not because of all the beautiful stuff that they do. It's them things as well. Little sprint back into position to help your team, keep this clean sheet. Hopefully, this clean sheet.
Mail clears, looking for his third successive clean sheet. He hasn't had many of them since Stuart Maynard came to York City, but he's on for 3 on the spin at the minute. Solihull at the back. Tipton sends it across. That's a nice ball to Green. His first touch isn't the greatest. It slows the momentum of it. He turns, then launches it forward down the left-hand side. Looking for Stevenson, intercepted by York City. And they try and turn the Solihull defence, and they have to go back to French at the back on the edge of his own penalty area. He gives it across to Clark. Clark now to Rutherford, who comes in field, and Brooks tries to nick him, and that would have been a yellow card. He just tried to take one for the team there. He missed him and the ball. Sanoop down this right hand side can put a cross into the box. It's overhit. There's no one in the middle actually. Goes all the way across to the far side. Picked up again by the yellow shirts. Left hand side of the penalty area now. Back to Green. Green to Tipton. Tipton will take on the shot from distance, and it was never trouble in Harrison Maylor's goal. 2-0 it remains.
No, again, Rutherford dangerous. He just takes his touch, goes inside Brooks, then plays it into the space, and the whip. Another good ball in from this right hand side. But again, what I was mentioning earlier, as they didn't capitalise, get bodies into the box, York suddenly had 10 players behind the ball. So it's them sprints off the ball to get back into position, to not allow them to have another chance. It's them little things which are really good to see.
The energy levels are superb in this York City side. And now City are going to be... Harrison Mayle gets booked for time wasting, for moving the ball when he should have taken the goal kick. That's his third yellow card of the season, Harrison Mayle.
Do you know the only thing that annoys... I know I'm going off on one here, but Walker spent longer on one of the goal kicks just after half time than what Harrison Mayles just took.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You tell me.
Hunt. Harrison Mayle won't care a jot though, will he?
Nah, he's not bothered.
Mayle clears again from the back pass. Downfield. Pearce is offside. Even though he goes towards the ball, flag stays down. Howe to Batty. The rain is belting it down. The York City fans, though, they're showing no signs of going anywhere. The little note's just gone to the fourth official. City are going to make a fifth and final substitution. Ryan Fallowfield getting ready to come on. Forward to Banks, who stays onside. Then it comes to Pearce, does it? No. Goalkeeper's there and he's able to clear.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is for Kitch. I was actually thinking this 5 minutes ago. I reckon his distances and what he's covered is like on the high scale again.
Yep, you would have thought so.
It doesn't help when he's running 100 metres down the middle to try to come to be a striker as well.
Pearce has given away possession here, and the yellow shirts will have it on halfway, far side of the field. Yep, he'll come on and play, I think, at the left-hand side of the three centre-backs again. Not his position, but like he can do in a number of positions defensively, quite happily just slots in Ryan Fallowfield.
Yeah, it's a good role for him because he's at the side of a three. If anything gets down the side, he's defending in wide areas, which he's used to.
Oh, well, Brooks dives in again. Can't get his man. Stevenson's overhit that though, is he? Into touch it goes. Goal kick. Forget the U's and the R's. The ball had gone out as it was pulled back. The fans behind the goal don't like it.
Again, no, he's done well since he's come
Ben
on.
Brooks is Ryan
Oh, is
Fallowfield.
he? Interesting.
So Brooks will come off. The referee says, please, Ben, just make your way across there as quickly as you can.
Brooks is limping here.
He is a little bit, yeah.
But Kitchen keeps putting his hands in his hips. Come on, son, suck it up.
Brooks get a round of applause again from his manager. There's a little smile as he comes off here, Ben Brooks. Big hug from Zhao. And City have a goal kick. Harrison Mayle in dialogue with the supporters behind the goal. Probably telling them how much he's enjoying his afternoon in the West Midlands. I may not be back for a while. If York City will give you a new contract.
Yep.
Clark gets it back from the throw-in. Clears right-footed, looking for Sanoop, but only finds the head of Callum Howe. Down this right-hand side to Kitchen, kept in play, and then put into touch by Fallowfield. So he is actually playing as the left wing back now, Ryan Fallowfield. How many positions that he's filled in at the back this season? All 5, I think.
He's a clubman, isn't he? Can do a bit of everything. Not too sure about his left peg coming around the ball there. Might have to give him a bit of stick for that. Didn't look comfortable. Tried to clear the ball and put it out of play.
There's been some confusion down here as well. The fourth official, with his piece of paper, just been Stuart Maynard, as if to say, the number that you put on this piece of paper does not line up to the numbers that are on the field. Into the box, Stuart Maynard's just sort of brushed him off. Not quite sure what that was all about. That goes behind for a corner kick. We're in the final minute of the 90.
Come on, just defend this.
Again, Gary Elphick, because it's a defensive set piece, is in charge of the setup. In it comes from this near side. Harrison Mail can catch under the bar. No one putting pressure on him. Millington not happy. Well played, Harrison.
He's going to have to get up. Yeah, he's gone early. I thought he would.
Yeah, he dropped to ground, then I think he realised, I'm on a yellow. I'm going to get rid quickly.
Yeah.
Not that, well, can you ever remember a goalkeeper being sent off for 2 yellow cards for time wasting?
No. It's a good question for the audience out there.
Yeah, if it's ever happened, you can remember. Let us know. It will have happened, but I just can't remember off the top of my head.
No, I can't.
10 minutes of injury time.
What?
10 minutes? Where's that come from? Everyone's laughing. Everyone's shouting, where's that from? Well, there's been 9 subs, so that's 4.5. But 10? Are you having a laugh, referee? You've done all right until then. Although Solihull probably didn't think it was a penalty, as we didn't. And it comes into the middle, and that's put over the bar from 4 or 5 yards out. That was a good chance. Got in front of his man. Howe put enough pressure on the striker that encouraged him to lift it over, but that's probably the best chance the home tide have had all afternoon. Yeah,
these two have been lively down this right hand side. They combine again, and there's a great ball in. I think that was probably the second best chance of the game, so credit to them in terms of coming on down this side and having a good go, but you just need to see out this 10 minutes at a time.
10 minutes?
Honestly.
Banks can run forward inside right towards the penalty area. Takes on the shot from a ridiculous angle. He wins York City a throw-in.
Nah,
we played 1 of the 10.
Anyway, I'm not going to have a rant. 10 minutes. I was just hoping to get these 3 points out of the way because I think we deserve a nice cold one today.
I've got someone saying the penalty was given for handball. Dan of York, Dan Lucas on Twitter.
Oh, was it? Handball?
Not. Let's be honest, I've not seen that when we saw it live or on the replays. If that was the case, Simon Patterson says that penalty looked very soft, but we take it all day long.
Harrison's just done a Cruyff turn and played it out to Callum Howe. York fans are all laying it.
Kitchen to Howe at the back. Still over 8 minutes of injury time to go. To Newby. Kitchen.
Good decision. Good decision.
He goes long. Looking for Pearce.
Up. Good.
Defender wins it, but can only head it down to Fallowfield. Fallowfield into midfield. City have got men forward here. Pearce on the ground. He's going to have to get up. Hunt will drive forward to the edge of the box. Gives it to King on the right-hand side. King will cut in field. Still got it as Jeff King.
On the edge.
Oh, he should have fed it back.
Newby was on the edge. He was on the edge.
He couldn't find either, and now Solihull pick up possession.
He just had to. He's looking at him as well. All he has to do is give him it.
Clark has it instead now for the home side. Down the line, forward looking for Stevenson. Little turn. They try and forward it forward to Sanoop. He tries to play it through, intercepted again by York City, and goes back to Sabara in midfield. He'll spread it out to the left-hand side to Green.
Yeah, just need to get back into the shape here.
That flew in for the tackle there, didn't win it?
King, yeah, just need to get back into shape.
Green across to Clark once more. He's allowed to run forward, gives it to Sanoop, edge of the area, takes on the shot, it's right down the throat of Harrison Mayo. We've played 3 of the additional 10.
Yeah, we're just a little bit slow to get in our shape, but it is expected. It's 93rd minute in the game, so
City still lead 2-0. Mail clears. There's only Pearce downfield. Whitmore just about got something on it and heads it back towards his own goal.
Has he meant that?
I'm not sure. But he did the job. That's all you can ask of your centre-back, I suppose. He got something on it. Sometimes you deserve a bit of fortune, I suppose. Green comes forward over halfway in field. Now it's back to French at the back. He gives it to Clark. Clark to Stevenson. Sorry, Rutherford. Back once more to Clark. Into the centre, that's overhit. Wow, you've asked an awful lot there of Rutherford. York City throw in deep in their defensive third. They'll take their time over. Solihull Moors 0, York City 2. City going back top of the National League. Once again, until at least Tuesday night when Rochdale play again.
And hopefully, top all week.
That'd be lovely.
It'd be a nice week, wouldn't it?
It would. Next in action next Saturday. What a big game that is when City entertain Forest Green at the LNER.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
I think it'll be lively.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
Go on in, Banks, give me it. Yes, good.
Yes, Banks
Go on
gets it. He's got space to run forward into. He's got Newby in front of him and Pierce. Banks will come in field. And then to the right hand side, Newby was on his heels there. And he'll still get there though with Alex Newby. Well played. Keeps it in play by the dead ball line, but then he runs it dead. It was slightly overhit and Newby sort of stopped and then went a second time and just couldn't get there.
It was, but it was a good idea from Banks because Banks sort of drove inside to open up the space for Newby, and he played the reverse pass with the outside the foot. Yeah, it was slightly over it, but I think Newby wasn't expecting it, so he sort of slowed down and then he went and met the ball, and unfortunately by then it was really difficult to get in control of it.
Far side of the field. Solihull have it.
Well,
in the touchline.
5 minutes to go.
Yeah, halfway through the additional 10. Long diagonal ball forward, looking for Rutherford.
Well
comes
done,
off Fallowfield last. Really that was a good leap. Come off Rutherford after he won the initial challenge there. Fallowfield. York City have the throw in.
He's done really well there. Like it was a tough one to compete for, but he has just got up in front and then he's just glanced it, and it's come off the Solihull player there and throwing to York in the run half.
Kitchen twirls the ball around in his hands and then throws as far as he can down this line. Rutherford wins the initial header. Batty can't do much with that. Sabara then lifts it forward, trying to turn the York City defence. Kitchen just about gets enough on it, finds Batty, back to Kitchen, and he goes long. That's over the head this time of Whitmore, but he's got French covering.
Yeah, I think usually there Pierce is gambling, but even though he's not been in the game much, he has put a lot in.
Yeah.
And he looked a little bit tired there.
Clark on the edge of his area. Goes in field to Tipton, who trips up on the ball, just can't get there, Batty. Whitmore to the left hand side once more to Green. 4 minutes now to go. Joe Elvis looks very chill down there with his hands in his pockets and a little smile on his face. He doesn't look concerned. They come forward to Solihull. Williams gets dragged across but does well, and he clears from by the corner flag into touch.
He's done well though. He's covered that space well on that side, and I think York have had a little bit more Solihull have had a little bit more success on this side just because of Kitchen just being tired, I think. But he's had a good performance on outside as Williams. He's covered that out space well.
Another plane takes off in the gloom with the flashing red lights on the wings.
That would be nice, getting on one of them now with 3 points.
Couple of pina coladas in hand, yeah. Ball into the penalty area. A little nudge in the back there from Fallowfield, not spotted by the referee, or the referee didn't think there was enough to give a penalty. And it's picked up by Pierce on halfway. Batty now to Newby on this left hand side. Banks is available far side if he can see him all the way over there in the gloom. He goes back to Kitchen instead. Now Newby's got a bit more time to come forward and pick another player out. That's got to be difficult seeing the black shirts against the black background, the far side and the dark green. It's not easy, is it?
No, I was just about to say the same. As soon as you mentioned it, I'm looking across the pitch. I'm thinking, as soon as he runs across that board there, is it the Solicitors one? I couldn't see him for a second.
York could be much better here, wearing the red kit, you would have thought.
Yeah.
Ball's gone into touch. Williams is pretending there's not a multi-ball system, or he hasn't spotted the ball, so he's waiting for it to come back from the crowd. Referee just tells him to get with it. King takes the throw in eventually into midfield. Just over 2 minutes of the additional 10 to go now. Batty, ball around the corner, looking for Newby. He's beaten to it, and the tackle comes in from Fallowfield. And
no ref.
The referee gave the York City carry on. It was given by the other officials. The fourth official, and Ryan Fallowfield tells him to flip off, I think he was saying there to him. So he's going to get a yellow card.
How is that a foul, by the way?
Oh, I thought it was.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
He's come across early, he's gone down early, and he's took the ball. Just got to be careful.
That was clearly given by the fourth official, though. Fallowfield for his second yellow of the season. Let's have a look. It's the wrong side for this camera angle.
Yeah,
so we're going to get the same view here as the referee had.
Nah,
and the referee allowed play to go on.
Perfect tackle.
Who knows? 90 seconds to go. How clear's for City?
Go on, Wardy, you know that's a perfect tackle.
Honestly, I thought it was a foul.
Yeah.
Ball forward. Ryan Fallowfield clearly didn't This near side now for Rutherford. He'll swing it in. Into the middle it comes. Howe wins the header once more.
What a header.
Hunt can't get on the end of that. Has he hurt his groin there? Alex Hunt, he's holding his groin as he turns away. I think he might be alright. Is he alright, Hunt?
No, he's feeling it.
He's feeling his groin. He's stretched there.
Yeah, the only problem is when the pitch gets heavy, and it is a little bit heavy now, and you're fatigued, your groins can easily go.
He's now running. It's Hunt though.
But they do look like they're running on empty at the moment. York, I think they just want to get this final whistle.
Wakeling with a long diagonal ball. 30 seconds to go. City 2 up. Solihull have it. Far side of the ground.
Get back in, have a breather.
Barrett. To Clark, who's pushed forward. He'll think about having a shot. Lays it up to the edge of the area. That shot is then blocked by Batty. The yellow shirts have it once more. 20 seconds to go. In it comes now. Free header cleared by Kitchen. Can Banks get there first? Banks is pulled to ground. Free kick York City. That will be the game.
Take that. Well done.
Certainly will. It's going to be yet another 3 points for York City.
Yeah, it's been a hard-fought game.
We've gone to 18 games.
Tough game. Really tough game.
Yeah. They've done everything you could ask. And that is the full-time whistle. Arms aloft from Ryan Fallowfield and lots of those York City supporters at the far side of the ground. A cracking afternoon for York City. The right side has won. It hasn't been the most open, expansive performance that we've seen all season. Well, I don't think anyone can deny that York City were the better of these two sides. And thanks to goals from Alex Hunt, maybe a bit of a dodgy penalty, and Alex Newby, they've got the win that performance deserved.
Yeah, I think they controlled the game. I don't think there was ever really any danger. There was little moments. It wasn't as slick as it can be, or what we've seen in recent weeks, but you can't be perfect. The space wasn't there really to play through the team today, and they needed to grind these down and needed to just take the moments when they come. Yes, we was out a little bit of luck with the penalty. I think everybody's sort of seen and agrees with that, but there were some good moments within the game, and I think they controlled most of it. And I think, over the, what was it, how long did we play, 100 minutes? I think we deserve to win the game.
York City's long unbeaten away record continues, Sharon. It's finished here at Solihull Moors. Solihull Moors 0, York City 2. City go back top of the National League.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Mikey. Reaction to come from that game then in the next hour. All our games have finished. We will round up what's been going on for you next. And before we do, let's just get a quick check on the county's roads. Let's see if there's been anything major to tell you about in the last hour or so. Just the breakdown on the A1 going south from Darrington to Wentbridge. 1 lane closed there, and slow on the outer ring road at the Haxby Road roundabout.
BBC Radio York Sport. Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
Call 0800 111 48 49.
So on Saturday the 31st of January, Harrogate Town's battle against relegation from the Football League continued as they travelled to Crawley Town, but again, it wasn't good news.
Crawley's corner into the box, far post header, 2-0. And it's Josh Flint who gets the second for Crawley Town, and again, it's a poor goal to concede from Harrogate Town.
Town still bottom of the League 2 table, 5 points off safety. Meanwhile, York City's quest for promotion from the National League saw them travel to Solihull.
Brooks is in a crossing position, pulls it back there. Newby, shoot!
Yes!
Lovely ball down the left-hand side. No, caught napping Solihull. What a pull-back that is from Ben Brooks. He picked out Newby and he drilled it under the goalkeeper into the bottom corner.
2-0 is how it finished. City go back to the top of the table. And in National League North, Scarborough Athletic at home to Worksop. It finished 0-0. Scarborough remain in 7th place. Still to come then, reaction from all of those matches, and as ever,